Darkness, my old friend. It's good to talk to you again. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you. Let's get our heads right on a Tuesday. Pretty ugly one last night. We will talk all about it, as you knew we would. But it is lovely to be here with you on a fine Tuesday morning. We've had a really good run of beautiful weather in the afternoon. It has been stunning, stunning. If June gloom decides it wants to bounce a little bit early, I'm good with it. Been a weird morning already. I shared it with Benny. Let me introduce the show here. I'm Woodsy, 15-year radio veteran right here in San Diego, California. It's nothing in a radio station that you could do that I haven't done, except for engineer. I have no idea how to engineer. But I've produced, hosted, sold, did promotions, never been in management, never want to be in management. So that's my bio. That's Paul Reindl over there. He is the executive producer of this program. Paulie Reindl is the best in the business, period, bar none. He's Baba Booey's number one. Papa Paulie is number two.
Ooh, Papa Paulie.
Papa Paulie.
11-year radio tenure.
Yep.
Promotions. Started as an intern.
Intern. Promotions.
Worked my way up.
Yep.
Here we are.
And here we are.
Aztec for life.
Aztec for
Aztec
life.
for life.
Yep.
Woodstock pizza.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, 25 years in the biz.
25 years radio, television, but now not just your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. Did the news again last night.
Wow.
It's apparently it's a thing now. I am now a news anchor as well.
Oh boy. What does this mean for us?
I don't know.
I changed your bio yet on social media.
I enjoy it. I do enjoy the shaking it up a little bit and having a different challenge at work after all these years. I love what I've done. I mean, I love being a TV and radio sports guy. But after 25 years, to try something a little bit different has been a unique challenge. Very Ron Burgundy, our producer, Michael, who I think is the best. He does such a great job. He's a great writer, handles, he's in my ear, he guides me well through the show. He said, I made a late change to a script. He wanted to tighten it up. Whatever, that's fine. I'll just read what's on the prompter. He forgot to erase the original sentence. So I read the same sentence twice in a row.
Why don't I have that audio on?
Because I played it off pretty well. Just, kind of moved on, just made it sound like I was kind of hiccuping a little bit and just repeating myself for a second for emphasis. But he actually wrote the same line twice in a row. And of course, as Ron Burgundy, I read what was on the prompter.
I don't blame you.
That's what I had in front of me. But it's a different sort of challenge. I'm definitely picking up a different audience for people who aren't necessarily sports people. Like all of a sudden are going, oh no, I saw you doing the news. Oh, you're doing it on the news. People are like watching. I got a text from a buddy who was at a restaurant and the NBA, because I come right on after the NBA game. So, they leave the TV on at all the bars and restaurants for the game. All of a sudden I'm on like every television behind the bar in San Diego, which is weird to think of, just doing the news.
Finally getting that attention that you have long deserved. You put in the work.
Yes.
You put in the work.
Oh, because I definitely got into this business for attention. I may be the only person who didn't.
Well, you say you didn't, but it's impossible to not crave and like the attention. It's impossible. You don't do sports on television because you're altruistic. You know what I mean? You do it for yourself too.
I don't do it for the altruism, but I do this job because I just love how I get it. Well, first of all, getting to talk about sports, something which I just love doing.
But everybody can talk about sports. You can talk about sports if you work at State Farm.
Yes, but you don't get paid for it.
That's true.
And I like getting paid to talk about something that I really am passionate about and enjoy. And I also really enjoy the mechanics of everything about radio and television and doing it. The semi-fame and attention that comes with it there are some positives for sure, but there's also some negatives as well. This week in particular, with the social media and the Dodgers fans of the Padres playing the Dodgers, it's not all that fun at times to deal with. So I can't say that I crave more of that, when it's already looking at my feed, just a mess from last night. I didn't go after a single Dodgers fan. I was not trying to pick any fights. And they came to me. They came to me last night.
They're not real bright, man. And, this is I've been wanting to organize for several years, the Dodgers spelling and grammar bee, I would love to do it. I think it could feed a whole country, a starving country, with the YouTube donations that we could get. Spell loser. Okay, loser. Use it in a sentence. You're a loser. Okay, yeah, I got it. Loser. Looser. No?
Well, it is looser. You're right.
It is looser. You are a looser. I mean, we could literally feed families.
Yeah.
With
I think
charity
about it all the
money.
time.
I think about it all the time. Man. So yeah, last night's game sucked. Yesterday though, I told you guys yesterday, as soon as I left here, I went to the doctor.
Right.
What do they call it? White coat syndrome. When that lady walks in with that blood pressure cuff, I'm trying to calm myself down. I tried to calm myself down and
Deep breaths.
and
take yourself to a good place.
Yeah, happy
Picture
place.
yourself at a happy place.
Center yourself and put the arm out, uncross the legs, put my phone away. She took my blood pressure. She goes, ooh, just like that. Ooh. She goes, I'm going to.
That's not what you want to hear.
She goes, I'm going to give you 3 minutes. I'm going to come back and do it again. I go, they're going to admit me. I'm going to get admitted in the middle of the day. Hey, babe, no, I can't come get Bo from camp. I'm in the hospital for a coronary that's impending. So I'm like, all right, bro, calm down. She turns the lights off as she walks out of the room. Turns the lights off.
Oh my God.
So I'm sitting in a dark doctor's
like you're
office,
at elementary
like
school.
I'm in elementary
and the teacher
school.
wants to just calm the whole situation down.
And I'm just like, oh, okay. And I just looked out the window and thought happy thoughts. She came back in. She goes, it's better. All right. So anyway, so then we go into the going over my blood work and stuff. And
discussing the results.
Yeah. And everything was good. Everything was really good.
Yeah.
I got, the cholesterol's down. She said, really, she goes, I know, Dr. Dominguez challenged you to bring this down and that. And she goes, all your numbers are really good. She said, so you look good. Keep up the exercise, keep up the diet. I would say more of each, better diet, more exercise. I said, yep, absolutely. The mental, we talked about mental health and stuff too. So it was good.
I'm taking a photograph because you're the picture of health.
The picture of health.
Yes, right over there. There we go.
Thank you. I mean, I look like a saddlebag, but that's all right. I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good about it. So it was nice, man. It was nice to go into a doctor and not walk out in panic. I asked her about the things on my feet. She said probably just broken blood vessels. Nothing, and they've cleared up a lot. She said don't sweat it. So it was like a nice load off, a nice relief. But then this morning I'm driving into work. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now that's not great. And I looked up and I go, what's the hubbub? What's all the hubbub? A semi truck had crashed off of the overpass at Encinitas Boulevard in the 5.
The 5 at Encinitas Boulevard. I was there 8 hours ago, 7 hours ago, getting gas at that Valero.
That Valero.
Yes.
So it had come down the embankment. I don't know what happened. Guy fell asleep or something. I have no idea. But they had they were going to crane that thing out of there at some point. They had a big thing on the top of it. Cops everywhere. They blocked it off. I had to go down the 5 and around on Lucadia to get back. And then I'm driving to work. I'm like, ooh, that was pretty scary. I hope everybody's okay. And I looked off to my right, big giant brush fire on the way. And I'm like, what is happening right now? So careful out there. Feels like a weird day. Don't do anything goofy and take care of yourself.
It sounds like you've been taking care of yourself.
I've been trying.
You have been doing a good job.
I've been trying.
Exercising, working with your trainer.
I got to go today.
Eating a little bit better.
Yep.
Proud of you.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
I do believe, we've talked about this before, but I do believe you can undo earlier damage.
I don't know, man.
I know. I think you fear that you did too much.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
You lived too hard.
I look back on it and I go, bro, what were you thinking? Like what possibly could have ended? How could that have possibly ended? The way that I used to live. And now she's like, do you drink alcohol? I'm like, twice a year. I was like, I've had one drink in like 3 months. When I went out to my spiritual retreat, I bought a 6-pack. I don't even know why. I bought a 6-pack of Pacifico. I was like, I'm out here in the desert. I might want a beer. Brought home 6-pack of Pacifico. It's been
Those commercials during the
they,
Padres.
they get me. And then sitting in the
surfboard.
sitting in
Pacifico.
I do too. And I'm sitting in there last night going, I'm putting stuff in the fridge. I go, I still got that 6-pack. I think it'll be there for 6 months. I don't really drink alcohol at all. She's like, any drug use? I'm like, as far as you know, no. She said,
she's your doctor. You're allowed to.
Yeah, you can tell her.
To be honest.
Yeah, you can tell her. So I was honest with her. But it was good, man. It's nice to see some hard work pay off for sure. Wish we would have won that ball game last night.
Sure. I mean, we'll talk about it obviously on the program this morning. I don't think I share quite as much of the doom, perspective as other Padres fans right now.
It's kind of hard not to. I was feeling pretty good. But I thought about this.
I mean, clearly Padres need some offensive help, especially at the bottom of the order. We've known this. AJ knows this.
Nothing's changed.
I mean, if they don't address it, it's going to be a glaring weakness the rest of the year. Otherwise, Padres and Dodgers have played 4 times. They've all been competitive games. We know the Dodgers.
Yeah, we're 1-3.
1-3. I mean, they could have won. The one bad inning yesterday. The other 2 were right down to the wire, and they blew them out of the water in the one win. To me, I've watched these 4 games. I acknowledge, as we said at the beginning of the year, we've never denied. Dodgers are spending $500 million on their team. They're very deep. They've got a good lineup. And, even though they've got some pitching injuries, the bullpen is nasty. Facing a bullpen day is no treat against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Unless they're making Matt Sauer wear it for 111 pitches, it's going to be a nasty experience when you're going up against the guys that they threw against the Padres yesterday. So you're not going to score a ton of runs. You need to pitch a perfect game. Dylan Cease was great early, had one bad inning, and that cost them the game. The Dodgers are a better team, as we all said at the beginning of the year. On paper, they are the best team in baseball, and they will remain so the rest of the year. What I am looking for, and will continue to look for, is can the Padres compete with them and beat them in a short series in the playoffs?
Well, I mean, look,
nothing has changed my mind that in the right series, the Padres can beat the Dodgers, and they're not so far off that they're losing 12-1 every single game to the Dodgers. There were years where you had no chance in, maybe you'd win 1 or 2, you'd have 1 or 2 close games, and the Dodgers would win the other 8 by 7 runs. And I mean, it was just not competitive. Every game is competitive between the Padres and the Dodgers. Are the Dodgers better? Yeah, they're better.
It's like sitting at
it'd be embarrassing for them if they weren't better.
It's like sitting at a Texas Hold'em table and you got $500 left and you look across the table and the guy's got $25,000 and you're like, do I have a chance? Technically, I have a chance. It's going to be difficult. 20, 40 blinds. I'm in. For a while, it's good. Yes, I could feasibly take a good chunk of his pot with only $500 with him having 25. But at some point, he's just going to be able to bully you off the table. He can bully you off the table. I'm all in. 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 I'm all in.
How much you got?
And when you
75, all right.
when you look at their lineup, the bottom of it, their 9-hole hitter would be our 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're deep, they're rich, they're. It's going to be tough to beat that team.
Yeah, I mean, the chat disagrees. Ben, I can't agree. Ben in denial. I think the Dodgers are better. I'm sorry if you think the Padres are better. I'm proud of you, Alex, Edgar. They believe the Padres are the better team. I think the Dodgers are the better team, but maybe I'm in denial. Maybe the Padres are the best team.
Well, listen,
is that what you're saying? I mean, what am I in denial of? That the Padres are better than the Dodgers? Because I just said the Dodgers are better than the Padres. And by the way, we said that during spring training, off season, all year long. We've never wavered in our opinion that the Dodgers are the better team right now than the Padres. Well, I'm sorry. What am I missing here? This is
weeks like this.
I just feel like I feel like I'm getting gaslit sometimes. But like, what do you want me to admit?
I feel like you gaslight. Also, I feel like that we all gaslight and we all get gaslit. So I do feel that way. Nobody's perfect. I don't think you know.
What am I saying? I'm saying the Dodgers are the better team. I think the Padres are competitive though with them, which is what I'm looking for.
Which is fine.
I mean, how is that not a reasonable take on the situation right
now? Nobody wants reason, and everyone wants to hear from like management that's just, guys, don't worry, we're going to fix this thing. This thing's going to be fixed. We got irons in the fire. It's going to be fixed. We're going to figure it out. We're in alignment. You'll hear some alignment talk later in the program today. But no, there's no reasoning with it, man. There's not. You can't reason with it. You need to find a way to win these ball games. And right now on the season, how many times we played them? 4? You've won once, and the one game that they were like, we don't care. We're going to punt this game anyway. You got to figure out a way to add players to your team without trading pieces.
And would you say that the other 3 games, you flip one play in all of them, and it probably goes the other way? I mean, if you make that play yesterday in the 4th inning, Jay Cronenworth, don't let them score a bunch of runs with 2 outs. You can win that game. The other 2 in San Diego, you clearly had plenty of opportunities to win those games.
Yeah.
I mean, competitive games. What do you want me to say? That the Padres are an uncompetitive team? That's not true.
No, I think, they absolutely can compete, but I don't think they have what it takes to get over the top right now, certainly. And I do think the roster's going to look different.
Padres do not. They need help. They need to make a move. And, we know that they don't have enough, especially at the bottom of the order is I know that Michael Conforto hasn't had a great year, and Tommy Edmonds hitting under 250. Still, it's night and day. You feel like the Dodgers actually have a chance every time the bottom third comes up.
You're actually kind of nervous, like when you see Pages,
and you don't feel like the Padres have a chance.
No, you might
at the bottom of the order.
You might as well go make a grilled cheese sandwich, dude. At that point, you're like.
And I know Elias Diaz hit a home run the other day. It's just a rarity. It's once in a blue moon the bottom of the Padres lineup does something. They don't scare any opponents at the bottom 7, 8, 9.
It feels like Jankowski or Spangenberg, Hedges, and the pitcher spot.
That's it.
Back in 2016.
Darnay Tripp, our beloved, last night tweeted the bottom 4 in each lineup tonight. Padres 0 for 14, no runs, no RBI, no walks, 6 Ks. Dodgers 3 for 14, but 4 runs, 3 RBI, 1 walk, and 3 Ks. It just, again, the guys at the Texas Hold'em table, he's got $25,000, and you're the last man standing. You got $500. They're going to bully you off there at some point. And I saw some takes last night. Oh, Schultz got outmanaged again. I'm like, outmanaged? It's who's he going to go to?
He's out rostered at this point.
He's out rostered. Yeah. He actually Schultz a guy with $500.
I mean, Dave Roberts is doing what he would do. Bring in a lefty like Banda to face the lefties. I mean,
bring in a righty to face the righties.
You've got weaknesses that you cannot hide.
Correct.
There's no lineup construction where you can hide the bottom of the order, that you can hide the lefties that don't hit against lefties. Those are the issues that the Padres need to kind of address and fix if they want to have a chance, later in the season. Fortunately, it's only June, and there's time left to make that move, but until it happens, this is not a complete enough roster.
Yeah, no question.
Say outmanaged, I know this is straight out of Ben's playbook, but if you take away the 4th inning, the Padres won the game. Like they played better. My point in saying that is, was Schultz supposed to pull Cease after 3 innings? Because the bad inning happened in the 4th inning.
Yeah, no, you can't.
There's nothing you can do about that.
No, there's nothing you can do. I mean, again, a couple of those were little bleeders too, but listen, at the end of the day, they scored 5 runs.
Hit's a hit.
Yeah, 5 runs.
I don't care.
We'll talk about it. Let's set the menu for the program. Tuesday edition of Ben and Woods. Don't go away. We'll do that after a quick check of Kelly's traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danek.
Traffic is sponsored by Islands Restaurants. Good morning. After kind of a busy start, got this crash that happened around 3:30 near the border, south on 5 past Dairy Mart Road. 2 right lanes are blocked. Also out of the South Bay, northbound side of the 805 before Telegraph Canyon Road. Collision over to the right shoulder. Watch out for some trash debris across lanes, northbound 15 before Arrow Drive. Solo vehicle accident, westbound 78 past Nordall Road. That's over to the right shoulder. Ready for a delicious escape? The new Islands Restaurant's $10 protein bowls are your ticket. Packed with over 40 grams of protein and stacked with fresh ingredients. They're only here for a limited time, so enjoy one today. Visit islandsrestaurants.com. I'm Kelly Danek with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about with last night's game. Dylan Cease's performance, sure. Shohei Ohtani's return, obviously.
Dylan Thief.
Andy Pages getting a little upset at Dylan Cease and nearly sparking a benches clearing brawl. We will talk about all of that.
Clown.
Very low IQ from Andy Bajas.
Padres
Very low IQ.
making another move before the game yesterday. We'll talk plenty of Padres Dodgers early in the program today. And then in the second half, we'll be joined by Jesse Agler on a Tuesday, Incorporator Tuesday. Want to ask Jesse, working with Mud for a series, which is interesting and different, shaking it up a little bit. How fun is it to work with Mudcat on the radio? If you heard it last night here on 97.3 The Fan, they did a little broadcaster swap. Television was Tony Gwynn Jr.
They call it a key party in the 70s. You just throw your keys into a hat, and then whoever you draw, that's who you get. So they had a little broadcaster key party. That's for sex.
Awkward.
That's for sex, though. This is not for sex. This is for broadcast.
So Don drew Tony's key out of out of the fishbowl,
exactly
and now
right.
they're broadcasting together. They're not married now. They'll go back to their significant others at some point.
Just like a real key party.
Right.
That's exactly.
It's just temporary.
It's just for the
It's
night.
fun. It's a fling.
Could you imagine you pull the wrong key? You're like, oh no.
It seems like there's a lot of risk involved.
I mean, the risk is insane. The risk is very insane. Very insane.
Hey, Woodsy, we're having a key party. You want to play? You gotta look around.
I'm gonna need the roster first. I'm gonna need to see the full roster.
I'm out.
Yeah. 100%.
They really did that sort of thing in the 70s. That's just a TV
Ask your
trope
parents
or
about it. I
anything.
bet they did one or two.
I seriously doubt it.
I'm sorry, Kim. This was a joke. I just wanted to freak him out a little bit.
We'll talk to Jesse Agler. We'll have our regular features as well. Don't do this. Take on Woods, the Reindl Report, get into the NBA Finals. One win away from a title for the Oklahoma City Thunder as they won last night. All-star voting is starting to be updated as well. We'll let you know where the Padres stand. All coming up in the next 4 hours as we go until 10 o'clock this morning. It's fine. There's a lot to talk about. There's no doubt about it. It doesn't mean that we have to enjoy talking about every single subject, but there is a lot to talk about this morning. I do have some good news for you.
Do you?
I do.
Oh, I know Bryce Johnson got called up. I know. I knew that.
That's semi-good.
I knew that. I can't wait.
Trenton Brooks grew up in San Diego.
Ooh. Granite Hills.
East County Zone.
We're getting a delivery this morning from Better Buzz.
His product placement is like Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah,
holding up his mug.
unbelievable.
He's
Got my Better
unreal.
Buzz coffee. And,
He did a spot the other day, by the way.
Phil Knight doesn't hawk Nikes as much as you sell out.
He did a spot the other day, a live commercial. And I looked at Paulie and I went over to Paulie and go, look at him holding up his coffee. I always drink Better Buzz. And Paulie goes, he's not on the stream. No one can see him.
Camera's off.
You were doing this for your own edification. Brilliant.
I do like to be edified.
You love to be edified.
I do enjoy.
Let's see if
some
we
good
can
edification.
Let's see if we can edify you.
I want to tell you about Better Buzz, though. They are coming by this morning with some of their new Summer Flings menu. You can check it out today at any of the Better Buzz locations throughout San Diego. The Coconut Best Drink Ever. It's their classic best drink topped with coconut cold cream and toasted coconut flakes. Or try some of the food items like the Blue Crush Acai Bowl. They're going to be bringing some of that for all of us this morning. You're welcome, gentlemen. A little pick-me-up in the middle of the show today. Totally crush-worthy during the
Thank you
summer.
to Better Buzz. Am I supposed to thank you?
Thank you, Better Buzz.
Yeah, thank Better Buzz. That's fine. I appreciate that. Check them out online at betterbuzzcoffee.com. You can download the app. All the locations throughout San Diego. It's your summer place. It's Better Buzz. Check it out today.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Padres making a couple of roster moves yesterday. This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by U.S. Wellness Meats. Overwhelmed by processed foods? U.S. Wellness Meats offers an all-natural alternative. 100% grass-fed beef, pork, poultry, wild-caught seafood, and more shipped free from family farms. Get 20% off your first order at uswellnessmeats.com. There's no reason to panic on, and from everything we've heard, Yu Darvish is actually progressing along nicely. What he had to say to reporters yesterday, that he's definitely targeting by the All-Star break to return, but the Padres did move him to the 60-day injured list simply as a procedural move. They called up Bryce Johnson and needed to add him to the 40-man roster.
He's a switch hitter, by the way.
So he is.
Yeah.
Yes, we didn't know that for a long time yesterday. He replaces Luis Camposano. Campy goes back to AAA, where he was thriving. Well, I had one of the highest OPSs in all of AAA. Of course, on the big league level, he did not get a single hit. And that has been a theme here. Padres have not gotten any help from the guys that they have called up from AAA. And I'm going to throw Lockridge and Wade kind of in their own category. Not that they've been world beaters, but they're major league guys who have been major leaguers. The guys who they have called up. So now Trenton Brooks, part of that group, 0 for 2 yesterday.
Went to East County's Granite
Granite
Hills
High School.
Just so you know.
Mason McCoy, 0 for 5. Connor Joe, 0 for 9. Luis Camposano, 0 for 18. Tirso Ornelas, bless you, Tirso, 1 for 14. The guy who had the most success getting called up was Oscar Gonzalez. He went 13 for 59, 220 average, 483 OPS. And he by far was the biggest success story. He's now playing in Japan.
Correct.
not only have the Padres gotten like no help from AAA, it's like almost ridiculous. They can't even get a hit from any of these guys that they have called up. They come from El Paso, they get to the big leagues, and they just go,
It's like a new world.
poof. Like, oh yeah, we were 1,000 OPS at AAA, 1,100 OPS, 900 OPS. You go to the big leagues, OPS of 100, 0, 250, 259. I mean, I know there's a big jump up. I know the Pacific Coast League is a great hitters league. The pitchers are much tougher on the big league level. Usually you call up a guy and they struggle. It's like, all right, he had a 1,100 OPS at AAA. He's only getting like a 650 OPS on the big leagues. We take that in a heartbeat. No one is doing anything that they're bringing up at all.
Like if you're Luis Camposano and you've had some success in the big leagues, some minor success in the big leagues before, and you can't crack this bench, that may be it. That may be it. I mean, honestly, no team needs a better bench more than we do.
I feel like we're getting the type of help that like the Rockies get, and the Marlins get. You know what I mean? Like these lesser teams, because you're like the major league team is not doing well. What could possibly be coming up the pipeline in AAA that could help them? If they were good enough, they'd just be on the big league team taking those L's.
Cody, I think it was Cody in the chat a couple minutes ago said something about, hey, listen, it was Cole said, hey, man, you can't doom this early. A lot of season left. Yes, you're absolutely right. And I think, my response to that was, yeah, but we have no good injury news on that front. There's nothing like, oh, we're set for a return here from two of our better starters. We've got Joe Blow coming up from El Paso that is absolutely on a tear. That is he needs a couple more days. He's ready to go. I mean, our big return is Jason Hayward, who is not doing a lot down in the minors. So again, you can't talk about the poor roster construction, in my opinion, until the season's over. Then because they could flip the roster. We've seen them do it before. You could flip the roster in the next 6 weeks, and this is a totally different baseball team. That being said, yeah, man, at the end of the season, if it doesn't go your way, that's what you look at and say, really, nobody worked but Gavin Sheets.
It shouldn't be that hard to find someone who can give you a 600 OPS, which is not good. Which is not good. Elias Diaz has a 623 OPS. He's hardly been an offensive force. He's actually been pretty bad offensively. We're talking so much worse than bad is what the Padres get from everybody they've tried to call up. They're getting nothing. I mean, we're not talking replacement level. They're looking far up at the average replacement level player. You've got to find someone who can at least every once in a while run into one or, hit 240 or something. Again, not looking for an all-star, looking for really a very low-level serviceable player.
You hope to call up a DH or something, somebody that can give you some pop, and they're like a Gavin Sheets. You're not hoping to have Gavin Sheets anchor, the 3 or your 4 spot in your lineup every day.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough right now. It's, you look at it and you see the disparity between the two teams last night. You see the disparity against other teams. Now you see, you went and played Milwaukee. They were a really, really hot team, and you beat them 2 out of 3. And you look at them and you go, we got more stars than they do. They got better pitching. They got younger people coming up and are ready to take the spot. The other thing too, man, is that, I'm looking at the game last night. Jackson Merrill, I know he hasn't had the world's greatest season, but he changes that game a little bit last night, certainly. So yeah, you're kind of hurt and undermanned. It's not a good combo against that team.
For sure. We will go through the game. Our Padres crap up highlights from Jesse and Mud right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by the Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware at 10th and University. Well, guys, we still have this crash near the border, southbound 5 past Dairy Mart Road. Got the 2 right lanes blocked with emergency crews. Apparently, a vehicle went over the side. Also, northbound side of the 805 before Telegraph Canyon Road, collision over the right shoulder. Stalled pickup truck in the fast lane, north 163 at the 15. And westbound 78 past Nordall Road, solo vehicle accident over the right shoulder. Traffic is brought to you by the Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware. Purchase a grill this week and your first cookout is free with 12 burgers and 12 franks, courtesy of Omaha Steaks. That's the Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware at 10th and University. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's a shame if they lose.
You got a problem.
Oh, a shame indeed.
I couldn't agree more.
Here are the lowlights from yesterday's game.
What the heck happened? Are you kidding me?
Can't even believe it.
It's the Padres
Wrap-Up.
presented by Hamul Casino. Things are about to get real with the all-new Hamul Casino Resort with gorgeous rooms and exciting new eats and drinks. It gets real this summer at Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
We'll give it 16 minutes of salt, and then we'll, get back on the pump and figure it out.
2 on and nobody out. 3-2. The pitch to Machado. Reach for, loop to the air to center field. Pages coming in. He'll make the catch. Fernando tagging. Here's the throw from Pages. The tag from Smith. Not in time. Tatis slides in feet first. A sac fly for Machado. And the Padres take a 1-0 lead. 1-0 to Ohtani, who struck out to lead off in the first inning. Swings here, hits it on a line to left center field. That'll tie the game. Down for a base hit, and it 2 hops up against the very base of the wall. Ohtani into second with an RBI double, and it's 1-1 here in the third. 1-0 the pitch. And Bogaerts lines it sharply towards left center field. He has found the alleyway. That one will bounce and roll up against the wall. It bounces away from Pages. Sheet's going to score all the way from first base as the throw comes into Edman. An RBI double for Xander Bogaerts. And the Padres hot back on top. It's 2-1. Let's see, 2 for 3, couple of singles last Wednesday, 3 out of 10 in the series in San Diego. 1-0 pitch. Muncy swings, lines it into right center field. That's down and a base hit. 1 run will come in to score. Smith is being waved. There will be no relay to the plate. It's a 2-run single for Max Muncy. And now the Dodgers go back ahead. It's 3-2. He's at first. Muncy at second. 0-1 the pitch. Line to the right field sharply. Fernando going to have to play it on a hop. Rounding third, heading home is Muncy. The throw comes in, gets behind Maldonado. Cease backs it up, and an RBI single for Tommy Edman makes it 4-2 Dodgers here in the fourth. Here's the 0-1, and he swings, hits it on a line into right center field. Fernando over, not going to get there. Falls in front of him. Pages is on his way home. Throw goes to third, not in time. And an RBI single for Shohei Ohtani. A 3-run Dodger lead in the fourth. The ball's in a strike. And Betts swings, lines it into shallow left center field. That will dump down. And a base hit. Edman comes in to score from third. Ohtani wheels around to third. Another RBI hit for the Dodgers here in the fourth inning. And they lead it 6-2.
Well, the Padres got a battle. They are in slam range. Down by 4.
3-2 in the air, deep down the right field line. Hernandez back towards the corner at the little wall. This one gonna go. Manny Machado the other way. 11th of the season. And the Padres make some noise here in the top of the 6th inning at 6-3. And the pitch to Wade, swung on, hit in the air, shallow left. Muncy and Betts are back. Hernandez coming in. It'll be Muncy making the catch on the grass into left field. And Wade pops out to end the game. A 1-2-3, top of the 9th inning. Turned in by Kirby Yates, who earns the save. And the Dodgers a 6-3 win here in game 1 of this series.
Yeah, they put a lot of good at-bats together, quite frankly. Talked to Ruben about it. He's like, man, he made some good pitches, and even the eye test proved it. They found some gaps, found some space in the outfield, but, I thought he threw the ball well overall, and, they just put together good at-bats.
Started off really well. I mean, like the nastiest version of Dylan Cease you could ever want. Struck out, first 5 guys?
5 guys in a row, got a dribbler from Max Muncy. I mean, the first 2 to 3 innings were as good as we've seen him in a Padres uniform. And that includes the no-hitter. I mean, he was nasty.
He was nasty, man, and was clearly pumped up too. Was touching 100 miles an hour. I mean, just absolutely dealing. And then it falls apart. I realized that in the inning where they scored 5, some of those were absolute bleeders. But bleeders count. Those are now guys on you have to bear down. The pitch he threw to Muncy, bro. I mean, what you cannot leave it there to Max Muncy, who has just crushed this team. That guy will swing at a back foot slider quicker than anybody on the planet. And you throw a heater at his letters, and he just, right in the gap. It's over. It's over. That moment, it's toast.
Yeah, I don't disagree with Mike Schilt. Give the Dodgers offense some credit.
Give them credit. They're a great offense.
They, getting to see him a second time through, they put together some good at-bats. For the most part, other than that Muncy pitch, Cease was putting the ball where he wanted to, and they were putting some good swings.
I think Shohei's double was off a pretty good pitch.
Yeah.
Pages had a nice single to the right side off a good pitch.
Shohei just slapped that ball. He's just so strong.
He's
carried it right to the gap.
4 of the 6 hits were considered soft, 80 mile an hour type hits. They had 2 balls that they hit, solidly on the line. That's not usually going to kill you in a game, but when you put all your hits together in one inning, obviously that's better than scattering them throughout the rest of the game.
We've seen that here almost all season long. Like when we do have any sort of crooked number in an inning, it's because of a single, and then a double. Like there's just not a whole lot of home runs being hit.
Let's go back to the beginning though. Obviously the entire baseball world had their eyes on this game for one reason and one reason only. It was Shohei Ohtani's return to the pitcher's mound after nearly 2 years of, rehab and recovery. And, he got up on the mound. He looked pretty Shohei-like to me.
He did.
With the stuff. I thought the Padres put together such good at-bats in the first inning. Against a tough pitcher who's got some adrenaline throwing, is touching 99 and 100. And they put the ball in play, got a couple of hits, got a run home. Thanks. The Dodgers played some nice defense in that inning. Tommy Edman made a great play. Max Muncy made a really good play at third that, otherwise, Padres could have had a big inning against Shohei, got him out of the game. That Dave Roberts said he was not going to go past Xander Bogaerts either way. So you worked his pitch count, you got him out of the game. That was a really nice job by the Padres in that first inning. I thought they set the tone very well. Fernando Tatis Jr., his 4th consecutive multi-hit game, really, other than he hasn't hit a home run in weeks, everything else is trending toward Tatis breaking out of his slump and looking like he's entering a hot streak right now. So those were some early positives. You mentioned Dylan Cease's early positives. And then, the 4th inning came around, and when you're playing from behind and Dave Roberts is doing a bullpen game, you're going to have bad matchups the whole game.
And we had him.
And Roberts had his best guys all lined up through, Kopech, Scott, Yates. He had them ready to go. Kasperius is good. They got a couple of runs off of him, but they were ready to go for a solid bullpen game. And the Padres didn't have a lot of matchups that they liked. Even when they tried to use the bench, they have, as we've talked about, they don't have a bench. Iglesias is not that much of a weapon off the bench, and there are no other weapons. So
the pinch hitting of Campy for Maldi and Maldi for
Diaz,
for Diaz and Diaz for Maldi, that is a move. That's a move.
Great job by Wandy Peralta and David Morgan to keep it there.
Wandy Peralta K-ing up the GOAT Shohei Ohtani. Are you kidding me?
Where are my Peralta haters
where's the
at
Peralta
now?
haters at now? That's a perfect lane for him, by the way. Like down 3, down 3, down 4. You're good.
But I think the Dodgers outplayed the Padres defensively. They made a bunch of good plays. Padres had a couple of errors and another play that, could have made in that inning against Teoscar Hernandez, Jake, throwing. They gave it an infield single. Tough play, but, you got to make those plays against the Dodgers. The margin against the Dodgers is thin. Normally, I would say the Padres probably have a better defense than the Dodgers, but yesterday, the Dodgers had the better defense than the Padres. There's only so many things you can overcome against the Dodgers. The bottom of the lineup, they've got the advantage. If they're going to play better defense, they've got some advantages for sure. And they played a good game yesterday. Overall, they've waited out Dylan Cease, got him their one opportunity to really get him. They got him. They capitalized, when they had the opportunity. They deserved to win that game yesterday.
Yeah, no doubt. And even with a early lead, you don't feel good. You don't feel good at all knowing what you're up against and the guys that they have, the caliber of players that they have, really 1 through 9, and off the bench. I mean, they got guys off the bench that can come out and beat you too if you want to decide you want to play matchups with your pitching. They have the really complete team. Other than starting pitching right now, Ben, I think that's the most complete team in baseball. And you just can't deny what their lineup has the ability to do. One guy's cold, doesn't matter. Got 3 MVPs at the top of your order. It's going to be tough. They are going to be a tough team to take down. If their starting pitching doesn't recover, you can't do this with the bullpens. You just can't. It's not going to be sustainable for them. But other than that, I mean, how do you navigate that team? And especially if they are playing good defense, like Max Muncy's making plays, it's probably not your night. So last night was not the Pods night at all. Hated it. It was nice to see a little fire. It was nice to see a little bit of S talking between the two. I thought Andy Pajes was ridiculous. Dylan Cease on No Planet is trying to hit that guy. No Planet. He wants to get Andy Pajes out because he's got Conforto Edman and Shohei coming up next.
So if you missed it, during the Dodgers 5-run fourth inning, a couple of runs already in, runner on first. Max Muncy just singled 2 home.
1 out.
3-2 Dodgers, 1 out. Andy Pages gets drilled right on the wrist or elbow.
On the elbow pad.
On his pad. Well, it's on his arm.
Hit him on the pad.
Hits his arm.
That's why you wear that, by the way.
And Andy Pages reacts pretty strongly. Like, hey, let's start something. He stares out at Dylan Cease. Dugouts come to attention. Bullpens, start creeping out. Like, is this going to be time to go? Bench is clearing brawl.
My man, Mike Schultz.
How about Shelty? Who the F do you think you are? I loved it.
Pages after the game said in the moment he thought Dylan Cease was throwing at him because Dylan Cease thought he was trying to relay signals from second base back in the third inning when he had doubled, and he was standing out there for a batter or two.
Sure.
Didn't get home until he was on third, and then Shohei Ohtani doubled him in with 2 outs. So, I don't know whether he was or not. It feels somewhat self-incriminating to say that immediately. Like, he thought I was signaling. Well, why did you think he thought you were signaling? Is it because you were signaling in, which is not illegal, but in that situation, there's really no chance that Dylan Cease would throw at him because you're already lost the lead. You don't want to put 2 on, a runner in scoring position. You've only got 1 out. If you're going to handle that, you're handling it later and in a different situation entirely. It just made made no sense what Andy Pages was kind of thinking there.
And again, you have to know who you're talking about. Has anybody ever? We watched Dylan Cease pitch. Anybody ever see Dylan Cease go high and tight on a guy on purpose? I know I have, and I've seen him hit guys certainly. But man, you got to pitch Andy Pages, who, by the way, got a really nice fastball in the outside corner in his first at bat. Smacked it. Great piece of hitting. But it was an outer third fastball. He pounds it for a knock. Where am I going to go if I'm Dylan Cease next? I'm going inside. Andy Pages needs to be smarter. He has to have better baseball IQ than that. No reason to start anything. Terrible baseball IQ. Really, really dumb.
I heard Steve Phillips say that the one thing you have to consider is that it really, really hurts to get hit by a very hard fastball.
That's why you wear a pad.
Even on a pad, though. Just the adrenaline kind of takes over for a second, and you're mad. You're mad at someone, and there's no one else to really look at other than the guy who threw it. So you're mad at him. That's the person you kind of react toward. Again, logically, it made no sense whatsoever.
I'm going to push back on that. I won't disagree because you're not wrong, but these guys are professionals.
He get hit all the time.
He's been hit a million times. He knows exactly
that's
how
why
to react.
That's why he wears the pad.
And he knew what he was doing with that reaction.
So I thought it was really low baseball IQ on his part. He's a good player for sure, no doubt. But I thought that was unnecessary. And you also have to know the player. If we have Max Scherzer on the mound, you're like, oh God, all right, that's Max. That probably was on purpose for something. What did he do?
Madison Bumgarner,
right? He's gonna get salty. Dylan Cease is like, hey man, peace, love. I love my cats. Let's go paint some art together. Let's take a walk in the field. You and I.
We'll the frisbee
we'll talk this thing out.
Write some poetry.
Yeah, let's go talk this thing out. Me and you together. He's not that guy. He's not that guy. So
now you do take into consideration just
if Dylan Cease is pitching on the Minnesota Twins and hits Pages doesn't react that
right.
way.
It's the history of the teams. Yeah. There's always an underlying tension when these two teams meet.
Yeah,
and it's going to be there for a long time. There's history. There's playoff history. There's tension between. Going back to the playoffs last year with Manny Machado and Dave Roberts and everything that went down. That doesn't just get erased because the new season and some players have changed up, on the rosters. That is going to continue as long as these current Padres and Dodgers are squaring off against each other. That will remain in the air. So everything is going to be amplified just a little bit. Even a nothing situation like that with Andy Pages clearly not getting hit intentionally, there's going to be extra fuel to that fire when these two teams meet. It's not a bad thing necessarily. No. That's why people are calling the Padres-Dodgers rivalry the best rivalry in baseball now, because they know there's some genuine animosity between the two teams. Fans love that. And that was part of it that we saw on display last night.
Part of the reason I didn't just shut the mother down and go right to bed after we lost the lead. It was getting late. I go, I want to see a fight. Maybe there'll be a fight, so I'm going to stay up for it. There wasn't.
Now I'm seeing some, talk in the chat. Is it time to punt and retool?
Sell.
Slow your roll. I'll have some facts and figures
your
for you
roll.
when we come back on the Padres' remaining season. Next on
Tranquilo.
the Fan.
Tranquilo. Been telling the fellas to just tread water, right? Tread water.
Correct.
What I've realized is this. Nobody really likes watching somebody tread water. You like watching somebody swim or you like watching somebody drown. That's it.
But a baseball season doesn't always work that way.
Yeah. The treading water thing is,
kind of
yes,
boring.
it's important, but watching somebody, hey, how you doing? Treading water. You watching somebody go down? That's entertaining. Not in real life. You get what the metaphor here. Or you watch somebody kicking ass swimming. You're like, these guys are unstoppable. But to watch somebody just sit in the water and kick their legs back and forth is not enjoyable. And, I don't think it's dooming. I think it's just being honest about the state of the team. And again, you just, don't you feel like to get the improvement that this team needs, doesn't it feel like it's going to have to be a miracle almost to upgrade the positions in which you need potentially to upgrade? Don't you feel like it's going to need to be a miracle based on what you have and based on what's available?
I kind of feel the opposite. I feel like the Padres, there's no team that has an easier upgrade than the Padres at left field because they've been so bad at it that literally anyone that they end up acquiring, and they will get someone.
Caveat
is going to immediately like juice up the offense.
Caveat. Somebody that's going to be a game changer, a lineup changer. Like, can you get better than a Jay Hay in left field or a Brandon Lockridge in left field? Yeah. Is his name Mike Talkman? Is it Miguel Andujar? I don't look at guys like that and go, now we're over the top. Yes, it's an upgrade. It's a minor upgrade, but
it's a huge upgrade just because of how bad the Padres have been at the bottom of their order. It's actually, well, I'm glad you brought up the question because this is where I wanted to go here in this segment. Let me ask you both a question. In baseball's regular season, what's the one and only goal?
Win the World Series.
To win the World
to
regular
get into the
season.
playoffs.
Regular season?
Right.
Stay healthy.
No.
Get into the playoffs.
Paul Guardian. Get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's the only goal. If you have 162 games, yeah, it's great if you win the division and get a bye, but Padres haven't done that in 20 years.
Probably
they're
won't
they're in the
20.
division with the Dodgers. It's never really been a realistic goal. So the goal in the regular season, as it always is, one and only thing that you're trying to do is make the playoffs, and then you've got a chance in the tournament in the postseason. So far, the Padres have done nothing at all to hurt their chances of making the playoffs. In fact, what they've done so far is they've helped their chances of making the playoffs so far by going 39-32. They're currently sitting in the third wild card spot. And, the goal the rest of the season is to remain there.
Yeah, just stay there.
You have to hold off some good teams behind you. You got the Brewers, a game behind. You got the Cardinals 2.5, Reds 2.5, Diamondbacks 3. Those are the teams you're worried about. I'm certainly worried about those teams, especially the Diamondbacks, even though they're the furthest back. I think they've got a good lineup, but they've got some pitching issues. None of those teams is perfect. All of those teams have shortcomings and issues. You can look and compare the Padres to the Dodgers, but that's not in the regular season. That's not who you're worried about. You're worried about these other teams behind you. Can the Padres compete and hang on ahead of those teams that they're battling for the playoffs? I certainly think they can. Now, I did some research yesterday. When the Padres finish this series against the Dodgers this week, I checked out strength of schedule.
Yeah.
They will have, I believe, the 6th easiest schedule remaining the rest of the year. They'll have played a week more of road games than home games. So they'll have a lot of Petco Park games. They've already played, if you look at if you look around the division, they've already played all the toughest teams in the American League.
This is starting Friday.
The top 3 teams in the AL East. They played the top, 2 of the top 3 teams in the AL Central. They played the top 2 teams in the AL West. They played all the toughest American League teams already. In the National League, they're done with the Cubs, who are one of the best teams. They played half their games against the Brewers. The only tough teams they haven't played are the Mets and Phillies. They have one of the easiest remaining schedules the rest of the way. After they get rid of, they'll be done with half of their games against the Dodgers and Giants after Thursday. The schedule lines up pretty well for the Padres the rest of the season. So you're not looking and going, you don't have to climb a mountain. You don't have to make up a bunch of ground in the standings. You're already there. You just have to stay ahead of other flawed teams that are behind you. You don't have to catch the Dodgers. You don't even have to catch the Giants at this point. You just have to stay ahead of flawed teams that are behind you in the standings. And I believe the Padres can do that. Now, when it comes to the playoffs, yeah, you probably are going to need to find some upgrades. You're going to need to get hot. A lot of things have to go your way when you get to the post.
That's true.
It's
for
postseason
everyone,
baseball.
right?
Every one team's going to get hot. They're going to go on a magical run, and hopefully it'll be the Padres and win the World Series. But you've got to get there first. And there's nothing that has happened this season that has diminished the Padres' ability to get to the playoffs and accomplish their regular season goal.
I mean, nothing but Michael King coming up with a freak nerve injury. No one knows when he'll pitch again. Darvish, nobody knows when he'll pitch again. Jackson Merrill's had a couple of freak injuries in concussion protocol right now. Fernando Tatis Jr. going ice cold. Luis Arraez, forgetting that he's a 3-time batting champ, swinging at every single pitch that they throw near the plate. That's the other thing is you can upgrade all you want. The guys that you already have, they got to perform too.
But conversely, they also have room to improve.
Absolutely.
You're not asking.
The ceiling is high.
You're not asking guys to do things they've never done before. Hey, by the way.
I get it.
We're going to need you to hit 40 home runs, Luis Arraez. No, you just need him to go back to being Luis Arraez, which he hasn't been so far this season. If Michael King and Darvish, but especially Michael King, if they don't come back and start, pitching and contributing,
we're toast.
I don't know that there is a lot of hope. But
I don't know that there's a move you can go out to make and counter that. You know what I mean?
What pitchers can lose? What teams can lose 3 of their top 4 pitchers, as the Padres have essentially done here? Because the
Dodgers won a World Series that way.
Yeah, the Dodgers are the one. They're the one team that can do that, and they do that by spending, double or triple what every other team spends. There's no other team besides the Dodgers. Padres lost Joe Musgrove, Michael King, and Darvish. The only one of their top 4 they had that's, that they expected to have to start the season is Dylan Cease. If they don't get those guys back, they're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So there is certainly there's no way you can.
I think it's really on Michael King the most.
Yeah, I mean they don't have the resource to go out and trade for 2 aces. They don't have the minor league depth to do that. Most teams don't. There's not even aces available, even if you had the depth right now. There's no one to acquire pitching-wise that's going to replace a Michael King and a Darvish. So if they don't come back, it's not looking good for the San Diego Padres.
Yeah.
I'm going to operate under the hope and at least idea. I mean, you keep playing as though they're going to come back until someone tells me, oh, yeah, Michael King's out for the season. Darvish isn't coming back. At that point, I would very seriously consider, all right, trading Dylan Cease, trading Luis Arraez, guys whose contracts are expiring, let's start retooling for next year. But until I hear for sure that those guys aren't coming back, if they do, there's no reason the Padres can't make the playoffs. And, if they're there, they're there, and they've got a chance just like everybody else.
In typical Padres fashion, what's going to happen if we end up selling Luis Arraez low and Dylan Cease low? You're selling guys that by all accounts, should have netted you a larger return. Neither of them are having a good season at all, but I think people will still pay. I just don't know that they'll overpay.
No, you're not going to get a massive amount back. I mean, you're essentially just getting what you can. But at this point, there's no reason to even think about that course.
There's really not. There's really not right now.
If Michael King, Darvish come back, Padres make a couple of moves to stabilize the left field position and the bottom of the order, add a piece to their bench. You don't even have to spend a ton to do that financially or prospect wise. They look like a playoff team to me.
Yeah.
Who are some good pitchers that are going to be on bad teams?
It's just not many.
Sandy Alcantara is the only one I can think of, and he's not having a good year.
He's been terrible.
I can only go on track record and hope that maybe Ruben Niebla can get him right. But everybody else is on a contender, and they're not the contenders don't trade aces.
Yeah, Matt Waldron, by the way, I believe he won Player of the Week in
the
the minor leagues.
They may need the depth of Matt Waldron at some point. Matt Waldron's not replacing Michael King and Darvish. They need those guys back. Curtis says they transferred Darvish to the 60-day IL. What's the date he can technically return from that? Today. Yeah, he is already eligible to return. That was simply a procedural move so they could add Bryce Johnson to the 40-man roster to call him up. But whenever you is ready, he will come back. They do not have to wait a single day to return him from the 60-day.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not trying to polish anything. I'm trying to take a very realistic look at where the Padres are. A flawed team. but not one that
Gets me every time.
But if you're going to compare him just to the Dodgers,
yeah, you're toast.
I mean, what team compares well to the Dodgers right now? There's not many, if any. Compare him to the Brewers, compare him to the Cardinals, compare him to the Diamondbacks. Yeah, I like the Diamondbacks offense better right now.
Yeah,
I like. I don't. We just saw him against the Brewers. The Brewers aren't better than the Padres. Cardinals, I'm surprised they're still even hanging around at this point. They've been a good story this year, but they don't have, I think, really they were not set up to go on some run this year. This was kind of a retooling year for the Cardinals. They were, desperately trying to make trades that they couldn't even get rid of Nolan Arenado in the offseason. So they're not all in to win for sure. Those are the teams you need to hold off to get to the playoffs.
Well, it's like Alexis says, and he's right, or she. Realistically, this is our window. If the Padres sell, we're not going anywhere another 5 years. It's the hardest part of the corner that you're painted into because Manny's having a great year. Fernando Tatis Jr. has the ability to have a great year. Jackson Merrill has the ability to have a great year. Sending and selling and retooling come July is tough. It's tough because what's that message? Is that all right? We're gonna retool and get after it again next year. It's tough. I don't think they're going to do that. They're going to be stubborn. Probably the wrong idea. But it depends. It depends on how the next 6 weeks or so go. But you've really backed yourself in the corner of having to go for it every year. And as a fan, great. We get to go for it. Like I'm all for it. You have to make prudent decisions as well. Yeah, I don't like making
I'm still in the
decisions.
buy mode.
Oh yeah, I'm still in buy mode
sell
too.
mode. I'm still in buy mode. I'm still in. You know what? Trade Salas if you need to go get some help because I think your best chance to win is still this year. And you have no idea what offseason moves are going to be made.
Undoubtedly, Paulie. The only way I consider selling is if, as I said, that King and Darvish aren't.
They're not coming back.
They're not coming back. I don't really think you have a realistic path to the World Series if King and Darvish aren't coming back. You're going to need Michael King. You're going to need Dylan Cease to pitch like the first 2 innings, Dylan Cease, last outing against the Dodgers, and Michael King. And if you have those guys and Nick Pivetta, yeah, they're nasty enough that they can carry you through a postseason. Sure. But you can't, and Darvish would help a lot too. But you need at least those 3 guys
Gotta have them
to have a chance. If you don't get King back, there's not enough there.
Yeah.
So to me, that's the one thing you're kind of waiting on. And hopefully he will be back. And if not, then you figure out, you reevaluate, and you try to make the best decisions possible at the trade deadline.
We've seen it before. You can even get into the playoffs with a lack of pitching.
Sure.
What happens then though? We've seen it.
Right.
Several times.
Yeah, right.
You're throwing out Mike Clevenger and Ryan Weathers.
That was a bad time. God,
but
Paulie,
if the Padres go into the postseason and King and Darvish and Cease and Pivetta are all healthy and throwing well, no one's going to want to face the Padres in the playoffs. That's the most important thing the rest of the season. Get those guys right. You're at least saving innings. Darvish hasn't thrown an inning. King has saved a lot of wear and tear on his arm as he's at least waiting it out. If they come back, you could be in really good shape. And again, if they don't, then, you don't really have much hope this year.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back. Don't do this. We're going to talk some Boston Red Sox.
I mean, why not at this point? It's the only
it's always good when you're struggling.
When you're struggling,
look at another organization that is in much more dire straits.
Yeah, you get horny off their debacles, is what I like to say. That's what I'm doing with the Boston Red Sox. This is crazy stuff came out yesterday.
Plus, saw the performance of a lifetime yesterday at the College World Series.
Yeah. What a G.
We will get to all of that coming up next after traffic with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Quickly, though, gang, let me tell you about my beloved friends over at QC Kinetics. We'll be heading to the gym as soon as I get out of here and lifting weights and trying to get in better shape. I shudder to think where I would be without QC Kinetics. I couldn't lift a T-ball bat. Remember, I took a swing, dropped it in pain, and really had no idea. It was kind of scary. I didn't know what was going on. My wrists were degenerating right before my eyes, and this is a few years ago. I went to QC Kinetics, got the treatments, and 5 treatments each wrist, back stronger than they've ever been. We're talking about potent and powerful cellular level treatments. Regenerative treatments take your body's own healing power, helps heal and restore your damaged tissue. A lot of combat fighters use QC Kinetics because, they're constantly getting beaten up and their joints are just beat to hell, QC Kinetics can help them. So if it's your knees, your shoulder, your back, your hips, your hands, whatever it is, call QC Kinetics today. They go after the very source of the pain. They do not mask the pain. Say goodbye to the chronic pain. Live your best life today. Get back to doing the things you love to do. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Call QC Kinetics today at 619-614-PAIN, 619-614-PAIN. That is 619-614-PAIN. It's QC Kinetics.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Got the incorporator Jesse Agler joining us in our next hour, but that's then. Right now, and it's time for Don't Do This. It is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't.
Leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die.
Do.
Set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com.
This
is a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. Woods, we're kind of doubling up on the Red Sox for DDT today.
Well, there's a lot to get to.
There is. You want me to get started?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So this story came out. June Lee
He's
of
great.
Yahoo is good. Devastating piece.
Nasty, dude.
About Craig Breslow, the chief baseball officer for the Red Sox, in the wake of the Rafael Devers trade. June Lee writing about what's going on behind the scenes in Boston. And it doesn't paint a very good picture. It tells a story that he got from his sources inside the Red Sox organization. Earlier this year, there was a Zoom meeting with Craig Breslow and some of his baseball guys, including his scouting supervisor, a guy named Carl Mosch, who's been with the team since 2017. So they're doing whatever they do, discussing players, having their meeting over Zoom, and, get to the end of the meeting, and Mosch thinks the meeting is over, but he's not muted, and he throws out a little offhanded comment at the end. He says, "Thanks, Brez, you bleeping stiff." He doesn't say bleeping.
He says effing.
Yes. And everyone hears it, including Craig Breslow, who responds by firing.
That's it.
Mosch. Now,
That's it for you.
You certainly, if you're gonna, you don't want to say something bad about your boss on a Zoom.
I would never. I could never say anything bad about my boss.
Not be muted. But to me, if I'm the executive, if I'm Craig Breslow, my instinct is not to fire the guy. It's to all right, let's, what can I improve on? Where am I failing? Let's have a little meeting. Let's get together. I appreciate, give me some honest feedback here.
That's sweet. And that may be how you're wired, but in most scenarios, you call your boss an effing stiff. You can't be too surprised if you get fired.
I've called Kluger way worse. Way worse.
I don't know that you can be surprised. You're right. But at the same time, you've got to be thick. If you're in baseball,
yeah,
you got to be able to take.
I agree with that.
He was a player too.
Take some criticism here or there.
And obviously, everyone wants to point at Rafael Devers as the, he's the big problem. He's the cancer and this and that. And man, it seems to me, based on the reports in this article, he's been isolating and insulating, which is never a good thing, right? For the president of baseball ops, starts pushing people out, people that have won championships. They were part of those teams. They want to stay part of that organization. Isolating, getting all the other regime guys out. It's not uncommon. Everybody wants to hire their guys. They will fire other guys. He didn't sign Rafael Devers to that extension. So in his mind, he's like, hey, this guy didn't jump when I said jump. Let's get him out of here. I thought a couple of other interesting parts. They were talking to Sam Kennedy, who is the president, or he's the president of the team yesterday. And listen, man, you listen to these guys talk. I listened to a little bit of the press conference. Again, everyone yells at AJ Preller, Eric Krupner, Mike Schilt for talking and saying nothing. This is there's a handbook that they give out to teams. They did it as good, if not better, than anybody I've ever heard. Somebody actually took the time to go in, listen to the whole thing, and clip out the word of the press conference. This is fantastic. Here it is.
Alignment. We couldn't find alignment.
You failed to reach alignment.
It just was that alignment, of complete alignment.
We weren't able to achieve that alignment.
You never want to be in this situation where you can't find alignment, can't get to alignment.
Failing to reach that alignment. I think I also shoulder a significant responsibility here, and failing to reach that alignment. Ultimately, as Sam has pointed out, this kind of lack of alignment, we failed to reach that alignment.
Came to the conclusion that we did not have a full alignment. We moved on.
I think that they were looking for alignment. Something tells me.
Why would you say that?
If I read between the lines a little bit, I can discern that they were looking for alignment, and they couldn't find alignment.
You failed to reach alignment.
You couldn't find it.
That alignment.
You look for it,
alignment,
and you couldn't find
alignment.
Did they go to Chat GPT and explain the situation and ask for a positive message to reinforce to the fan base, and they said, "Ooh, alignment. Ooh, that's a good word."
Yeah, it's a very buzzy corporate word. We had holistic was ours here for
Yeah.
a couple seasons.
Schulte uses
holistic. Yeah.
It's, you know what, alignment's not a bad thing. If you can have it in any organization where people are on the same page. What are we essentially saying? We want everyone on the same page.
Yeah, pulling on the same rope.
Right.
Is a good bit too.
It's a good thing to have. Is it absolutely essential in baseball?
Alignment.
No. You need production. And what Craig Breslow said, because in that same Zoom call, he had a quote that made a lot of people roll their eyes. He said, I do think there's a real chance that at the end of the season, we're looking back and we've won more games than we otherwise would have. How do you? So you've picked up nothing for Rafael Devers.
Right.
You know, do you think Kyle Harrison's going to win you more games
Then Rafael Devers.
than Rafael Devers would have the rest of the season? I don't care how much disalignment Rafael Devers had. Kyle Harrison ain't going to hit 30 home runs. Probably not going to. He may not even pitch. Who knows if he's going to pitch an effective game for you the rest of the year? How can you honestly say you think you're going to win more games without Rafael Devers than you will with him? That doesn't make a lot of sense.
It's
Now,
something that you have to
you
say.
can say that
it's Nico Harris. He
you
said the
can-
same thing.
You can believe your organization long-term will be better off without that contract.
Sure.
And moving forward with some flexibility. But to say that you're going to win more games this year than you otherwise would have, now you're just trying to sell me something that no one can really believe.
That was funny. I saw a funny tweet. Dave Dombrowski used to be the GM, and the quote was, F the future, we want to win now. When Chaim Bloom was the GM, F now, let's build a future winner. Craig Breslow, F now and the future, I don't want a winning team. He's really painted himself into a gnarly corner there in Boston. He really has, because you can see why they hired him. They go, dude, everyone, all the old school guys, what are they saying? Let's get the players back in charge. Okay. And then the other side is let's get the Ivy League guys in. He wants to turn it into Wall Street, they said. But Craig Breslow is both. He was a Yale guy, and he was a 13-year player who has no idea, in my opinion, how to deal with players. Now, he's made a couple of savvy moves, man. Getting Garrett Crochet and getting him extended, really, really nice. Getting Alec Bregman on the one-year deal. Now maybe they can free up some money, and we'll see. His tenure is not defined by this move and this move alone. But if you're a Boston Red Sox fan, you've just lost another guy that you loved, that your kids loved rooting for, and you let him go 2 years into a 10-year deal. So it's hard to wrap your head around as a Red Sox fan.
All right, how about a little do this to wrap things up?
DD mega doo-doo.
And maybe the best pitched game in the history of the College World Series. Gage Wood is his name. Pitches for Arkansas. It was an elimination game against Murray State, the Cinderellas, at the College World Series. Gage Wood was insane.
He was unhittable.
And by unhittable, yes, he threw a no-hitter. He also struck out 19 batters in that no-hitter. And by the way, college baseball, it's not easy. With aluminum bats,
Bro.
you're usually going to hit one that finds the line, late swing, a line drive into the corner. There has not been a no-hitter at the College World Series since 1960. And it's just the third one of all time.
He had 19 Ks, 0 walks, and just a lone hit by pitch in the 8th inning.
Nicked a bat. Guy kind of stuck his elbow out, and he got the call. And,
Here was Gage Wood, just very short post-game answer.
You just threw the third no-hitter in the history of this event. How do you describe your emotions?
I shouldn't have. That's it. That's all I got to say.
Does anybody have his pitch count?
I can
Good
find
question.
Find it for me.
Box score. Where's the box score? It's harder to find box scores from college.
They're saying he'll be, top pick in the draft, certainly. I'm going to take a guess. 141.
Pulling up college baseball right now.
I don't know. I mean, he faced 28 batters. He only faced
19
28
Ks, though.
Yeah.
What did you guess?
141.
I say 116.
Ooh, very close. Ben, 119.
Yeah.
Pretty efficient.
Not bad.
Striking out 19.
Helps
Holy
when you don't
cow.
put anybody on base.
Yeah, no doubt.
Throughout the course of the game.
That's insane. Insane.
So
Wow.
they have to play another elimination game because they're already in the losers bracket there. Wonder why he wasn't pitching the first game for them.
Yeah, no kidding. My God. Saving him for this, I
And
guess.
maybe Murray State was a little overmatched. There's the Cinderellas who got there as the longest of long shots, but and they're eliminated. But wow, Gage Wood, Nicely done.
Thanks, Ben. You effing stiff.
That is don't and do this for a Tuesday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Do we not have alignment? I thought we had alignment on this show.
I've been looking for alignment, and we just can't seem to find
I
that
feel like
alignment.
we've built some alignment
Yeah, there's
over the
been
years.
some alignment over the years. Some disalignment, some realignment.
Realignment.
Yeah, realignment. Realignment's important.
Talking about college conferences now?
Yeah, no, never.
All right. We have updates on All-Star balloting. I was actually pleasantly surprised by something and a little disturbed by something else that I saw in the first ballot totals that were released yesterday by Major League Baseball. We can go into the rest of the action from last night as well. Coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
First, though, Woods and I want to tell you about our card room down in Chula Vista. It is 7 Mile Casino. Actually, a bustling area now. They got the new resort that's near that place. It is an up and coming area. 7 Mile's been there for a long time, though. It's already been an upscale place to play cards, have a great meal, and just enjoy some time with friends.
Yeah, we are very aligned at 7 Mile Casino and with 7 Mile Casino. Go in and sit down, play some California-style blackjack, get a delicious meal, grab a beer with a buddy, sit out on the patio, overlooks the bay. Best park, guys, just 7 minutes from Petco Park. You cannot beat it.
No, you don't have to drive, an hour and then an hour back, find parking in a big garage. It's just right there. You walk in, you're playing within like a minute or two as you sit down at a table that's right in front of you. Enjoy that patio. The weather is really going to be nice this week, I think. You're going to have a great time at 7 Mile Casino. Check it out today, as Woods just said. It's just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
This hour 97 through the fan is brought to you by Amazon. If you love local deals, you'll love this. Prime Day is lasting 4 days this year. That's 4 days of unbelievable deals in every category you can think of. So you can save big on everything you're into. Shop Prime Day July 8th through the 11th. That'll be right around the All-Star break.
Is that a bit? Prime Day.
Prime Day?
Yeah. Prime Day. Is it a bit?
It's a real thing.
It does exist.
I know it exists.
What's the bit?
It's like it's like Black Friday deals,
Right.
you know. I mean,
It's asking.
Get you in the door. They want you to shop more at Amazon, so they will give you some really good deals for a couple of days.
That's
in
what I'm
hopes that
asking. Do you see a real
Oh,
difference
there's some really
in deals?
good. Yeah,
I
there's some
know
good deals.
the youths exposed a lot of
The youths.
They exposed a lot of department stores like Target.
Yes.
Other stores you would find in the mall on Black Friday, like literally would go up to a TV, 70-inch flat screen for, call it, I don't know, $3.99 on sale for Black Friday, and then they would pull the paper price tag
the
out
sticker.
of the little holder, and right behind it, it was like the same price. They just say it used to be $600. You're getting it for 50% off.
Also, this sticker is now in yellow, so that's
Right.
So
Bolder
it's good.
colors.
It's bolder.
Lower prices for sure.
But I think Prime Days, if you use Amazon,
Of course I
it's a
do.
good,
Orthodox is my wife goes ham on Prime Day. My wife goes ham on Amazon every day. So
Every
every
day
day
is
is
Prime
Prime Day
Day.
in our house. Every single day. That guy, I know he hates driving down that street.
turns the corner. He's like,
Yeah, here we
I know
go.
exactly where I'm
I know
going.
exactly where I'm
It's
headed.
like getting in and out of the van
Lots of getting in and out of the van. Multiple trips.
for sure.
Yeah.
So that Prime Day window will be right around the All-Star break. Who will be representing the San Diego Padres? Well, guess what? For once, Manny Machado is actually getting some respect in All-Star voting. In the first ballot totals released yesterday by Major League Baseball, Manny Machado has 955,122 votes. That is more than double Max Muncy's total of 415,750.
One would hope so.
So you don't, just because you win the vote, you don't automatically get to go. The top two vote getters at each position on June 26th will advance to the final vote. And then of those two, they will pick the starter who actually gets to go to the game. The fans will get to choose, except in the outfield where the top six, so two per position, advance. Now, I wasn't sure if Fernando Tatis Jr. would be in the top three of voting. There's been some, Pete Crow Armstrong, Corbin Carroll, Cal Tucker. There's been some strong National League outfield play. I thought he might be fourth or fifth. Currently, though, he's eighth in the National League in voting, just 434,955 votes. He's like well behind Ronald Acuna Jr., who just started his season
Been here like 3 weeks.
a couple of weeks ago. He's even behind Andy Pages, who is having a good season,
He is.
although metrically, Tatis leads him in virtually every single category that you can come up with.
Even after that slump, huh?
Now the defending champions are going to get, doesn't matter team, doesn't matter market.
Yeah, you're
they're
gonna
going to
get-
get a bump.
Will Smith leads at catcher. Freddie Freeman leads at first base. Mookie Betts is second at shortstop. Ohtani obviously leads all voters at designated hitter and in all of baseball. Teoscar Hernandez is third in outfield with 685,000. He did not get off to a very good start.
I may not watch
this year. So yeah, the Dodgers are going to dominate the roster, obviously, at the All-Star game.
Expected.
But the good news, at least for me, is that it does look like Manny Machado is trending to start at third base as he should be, considering the first half that he has had this year.
Been a monster.
Which has been really, really good.
Okay. Doesn't blow my hair back any like when I was a little kid, you know. It's weird to me. You have the most votes at your position, like, actually, we're gonna now take you guys. You guys are gonna have a runoff. No, I just won I just had more votes than him.
That's the fan vote. It only weighs 30% of the total vote.
It's ridiculous. I don't know how they've always done it, but
it'd be annoying if like Manny blows Max Muncy out of the water in the regular vote, but
and then he wins the popular
Max Muncy
vote.
Wins the runoff.
Right. Makes no
for
sense.
some reason.
The electoral.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me.
Not really, but that's your update on All-Star ballot.
Okay.
So I threw out a bit of a conspiracy theory last night. I'm not conspiracy theory.
No,
guy,
you're not.
But I've got some evidence for this one. It really made some Dodgers fans mad. And I wasn't even trying to make them mad. I was just pointing out something that I thought looked pretty logical on its face. And
you just put the GIMP mask on.
He does.
I wasn't really trying to. In fact, I
light
think
your
they may
cigarette.
have misunderstood me.
Put it out right on my chest.
I think I have the GIMP mask.
I think they misunderstood.
Yeah, find it.
So
Make yourself
you
comfortable.
tell me what you think when we come back from traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change. Still a few trouble spots here, guys. In the North County, got this collision eastbound 78 just past Nordall Road. Got a couple vehicles involved in this one. It's mostly over the right shoulder, but looks like there might be a vehicle in the slow lane. Also traveling on southbound 5 just past the 52, getting a stalled pickup truck out of lanes. And westbound side of the 8, just before the 805, an accident clearing stage. Southbound side of the 67, just past the 52, reports of a collision over to the right shoulder. San Diego summers mean beach days, road trips, ball games. Make sure your ride's ready with Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Drive in, stay in your car, and be done in about 15 minutes. No appointment needed. For coupons, visit SoCalOilChange.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Oh, I was certainly glad that they were. I was watching the Padres, but I don't think I deserved that.
I think you do.
Yep.
I've got the GIMP mask out, but I really don't think I deserve
This
it.
is
You tell me first.
This is you last night.
You tell me
getting
first.
ready to tweet. You want me to wear it instead? I'll be your GIMP, and you be the Zed.
Well, let me go through my argument.
wear
Then
it.
you tell me if there's a ruling, and if I deserve it, I'll put it
No,
on.
I wanted you to read it while you had the mask on.
can't
but you
read-
can't
I
read it.
can't
I know.
read it.
I'll
There's
put it on for you.
there's
I'll be your GIMP.
You hear me talking, hillbilly boy?
So you saw it on social media. Joe Davis was apparently completely. Well, you look good, Woods. You look good.
You hear me talking, hillbilly boy?
I didn't watch. Joe Davis was apparently insufferable with Shohei Ohtani's return yesterday. He touched 100 miles an hour on the radar gun. Can you believe it? He hasn't pitched in 2 years. He's throwing 100, and you saw it on the television monitor. So we get to the bottom of the first, and I see Dylan Cease is also hitting 100, and I looked at the StatCast. And I tweeted, Dylan Cease has already hit 99.9, 99.8, and 99.5 this inning. Dylan Cease throws hard, but I'm guessing the Dodgers have juiced the radar gun for Shohei a little bit. Like they have it set to its like highest setting because as you go in the game, I mean, it wasn't just Shohei Ohtani and Dylan Cease. Michael Kopech over 99. Tanner Scott up to 98, David Morgan up to 99. That gun was running hot last night in the game. Would you agree, Woods? It's hard to take you seriously over there. So I was just pointing it out that I thought Dylan Cease was getting a bump. Do you know who threw 18 of the 20 fastest thrown pitches yesterday in the game?
Dylan Cease.
Dylan Cease did, yeah. Not Shohei Ohtani. It was Dylan Cease who was throwing the hardest in the game last night. And I honestly didn't think he was throwing. He doesn't throw that hard. He's usually a 96 to 98 guy. To have 20 pitches that are all above 99 miles an hour was unusual for Dylan Cease. Now, you could say, some adrenaline pumping. Did everyone have adrenaline? I think the gun was riding a little hot last night.
Yeah, they can ride
Dodger
those guns
Stadium.
hot. They can ride them hot.
It's not
the end of the
I
world.
wasn't trying to insult Dylan Cease.
You were actually insulting.
Ohtani.
You were actually insulting Dylan Cease.
If anyone, I was insulting Dylan Cease. And Dodger fans lost their mind. You're so soft. I can't believe you're so soft. Oh, crying Padres fans, what a baby you are. I must have gotten 80 tweets about what a baby I was because I didn't think Dylan Cease was really throwing 100 miles an hour. And I thought the radar gun was a little hot. I could not explain why they were taking it out on me that I thought Dylan Cease's numbers were a little juiced last night by the Dodger Stadium radar gun.
This is comfortable, this mask.
Yeah.
But it smells.
Well, obviously.
It doesn't smell great.
No one's worn it in a long time. It's probably a little stale.
As far as you know.
Well, that's true.
No, you know what it smells like? It smells like cigarettes. Kind of. Man.
And there's nothing, it's not a crime. Radar guns run hot sometimes. And if you want to have, Shohei splash, you want to see him throwing 99 and 100, not 96 or 97. And everyone goes, why is his velocity down? So, yeah, everyone's velocity was up like a 1 or 2 miles an hour last night.
Yeah, it's a little tick. It happens all the time.
I know it's not uncommon. Anthony Banda was throwing 98.
Yeah.
That seems a little fast for everybody last night.
He looked nasty, by the way. But yeah, when they're locked in, when they're bullpen guys, Kopech looked nasty. He's figured it out. Tanner Scott looked nasty. That's a pretty formidable bullpen.
Wandy was getting up to 96.7 last night.
Wandy striking out Shohei Ohtani was the greatest thing I've ever seen. It really was. I was like, I can't believe it. Can't believe it. So how good are you if Wandy Peralta gets you?
The gun was running. I don't think there's any argument, really. The gun was running a little hot.
Yeah, each team got a blown check swing, 100%.
yeah.
Will Smith, Manny Machado. That was a funny moment when Shohei got. I think he said to Manny, "You swung," and Manny started laughing, and he's like, "Yeah, maybe." Didn't get the call. Same thing happened to Will Smith. Umpiring was terrible as usual. Just both sides horrible.
Now the other thing that may have been a little more. Brought it on myself, but this is very you.
Nope, hang on.
All right, so
hang on.
Are you putting it on for me again?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. So MLB, you knew that they were going to overexpose Shohei Ohtani with the content yesterday. The one that annoyed me is when they posted a montage of all of his strikes, the swings and misses, the called strikes, like an entire montage. From the first inning, a first inning in which he didn't strike out any batter.
Struck out no one.
He gave up 2 hits and a run, didn't strike out a single batter. And what we got from Major League Baseball was a montage of swings and misses from the every single one that the Padres had in the course of an inning. None of them for strike 3. And so I quote tweeted that one. I said, "Wow, he must have had a ton of strikeouts."
So if you just put like me, I'm so proud of you.
If you put up a video like that. Yeah, you're making the implication. If someone is just looking, they didn't watch the game, but they're seeing this video from Shohei, you're probably thinking, oh, what did he do? 6 innings, 11 strikeouts. He pitched an inning. He didn't strike anybody out. And the only thing we got was a montage of him throwing strikts to the Padres.
Bro, the pitcher's graphic after the game, the 1 inning pitch, I was dead. I was like, they're doing this on purpose. Graphic, 1 inning pitched, 1 run. They didn't post his ERA because that would have been 9. I was crying laughing.
And again, Dodgers fans went in on me. Salty Padres fan. I wasn't even mad at Shohei or the Dodgers. I'm mad at Major League Baseball. There's plenty of good Shohei content that you can post. He provides you with tons of content, amazing swings.
So does his dog.
All the time. You don't have to invent strike 1 as content. Strike 1 is not content. A guy swinging and missing on a 2-0 pitch as he's swinging for the fences, as Fernando Tatis did, trying to get a fastball. That's not content.
That's so good.
That's not content,
so
Major League Baseball.
So good.
That's ridiculous.
Well, listen, at the end of the day, you lost that game, and you need to figure out a way to combat that bullpen game that they're going to throw at you today. I don't know. I don't know how Dave's going to deploy it. Every time he says he's going to do something, it's something totally different.
You can't do it every day.
You can't do that. You can't have, I would doubt very much that you would see Banda, Kasperius, Kopech, right? Like those guys are probably off the
Padres
table.
can't use Adam and Morejon and Suarez every single day. I would assume the same rules apply to the Dodgers, that they can't use the back end of their bullpen every single day against the Padres.
Are they going to run Ohtani out there in like 3 more days when he's ready for his next bullpen?
So they said they're going to do he's going to throw every 6 or 7 days. And I would bet that the next time they're going to, check his recovery. You forget, though, what a trip it is. You forget. It's been so long. You forget what a trip it is to watch him walk off the mound, then have to run into the dugout and get his gear on and go hit first. It's crazy. It is crazy. It is crazy.
It's like a little league game, like a high school game.
100%.
Like your best players, your pitcher, and then he's leading off.
Runs off, gets his gloves on. I mean, it's bananas.
By the way, if I saw Major League Baseball post a montage of Fernando Tatis Jr. hitting some really long foul balls, I would also
think it's
laugh
ridiculous.
and say it's ridiculous. Wait until a guy does something before you post his content. Oh man, Fernando hit that 117 miles an hour off the bat. Foul. It's like that's not something.
It was the one last year from Nolan Arenado. He made a great play down the line, and they're like, he didn't get him, but imagine that he did. I was like, what? What do you mean? What are we're doing fantasy land posts? I mean, it was. The guy beat it by 3 feet, but it was a hell of a dive and all that. He came and made a strong throw. The guy beat it out. And they're like, hey, he didn't get him, but imagine if he did.
It's like you've never seen a basketball highlight of a ankle breaking crossover and then he misses.
He blows the layup.
If you don't make the shot, it doesn't count.
Just wait for the actual content before you post it.
Oh my God! Look at this half-court shot. He missed it, but holy cow! If it went in, it would have been tied.
This would have been a 75-yard field goal had he made it. But it
But
was
he didn't.
20 yards to the left.
So
Short.
good, dude. It was so good. No, this is where we're at right now. You got to figure out a way to beat these guys. Again, bullpen. You hear bullpen game, piece of cake, but that's not the case. Dave Roberts has been very adept, Ben, at finding the lanes in our very average lineup to deploy the right guys.
Every manager has.
They have. Yeah, you're right. It's not just him.
The Padres have a weakness. They have lanes that they can be exposed.
And they have no bench to counter. No bench to counter. That's what makes it so tough.
That's why AJ Preller does need to make a move. And I know he's looking. I mean, I promise you, he's not, what? It's just waking up today and going, I need to address the roster. He's looking. He hasn't found the right move yet. We'll see when it comes. All right, we'll come back. We got Jesse Agler. We got Take on Woods and much more. Hour number 3 next year on The Fan.
Oh, yeah. Halfway home on a Tuesday. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Great to be here with you. Looks like a beautiful day out there. Oh, my God. Can't wait to get out there in the beautiful sunshine. Going to lift some weights today after the show. I feel a little nauseous. I'm going to fight through that. Don't really know what that is. But like I said earlier, went to the doctor, got clean bill of health. Clean. I had to go number one. And I'm laying on my back, and she's feeling my organs.
Right.
She said, you winced a little bit. Are you okay? I said, no, I just have to pee. I'm sorry. And she started dying laughing. But should have gone before I went. I should have gone before I went into the room. But I didn't know what it was going to entail. I didn't know if she would, I
always wonder what they're doing when they're doing just that pressing, like checking your appendix.
Yeah,
what are they looking for? What are they looking for?
Give magic hands? Can you see what's through this belly?
Yeah.
Right here? It feels good. I mean, I can come to you right now and
throbbing.
I can go.
What do you feel?
Oh,
Anything good?
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. No, take a deep breath for me. Take one big deep breath. You're a little stuffy, huh?
Yeah.
No, everything's good.
Everything's good. Just by tapping tapping. Are you listening? Is there a sound that it makes?
But she kept pressing on it. I saw at one point I go, and she goes, "Are you okay?" I go, "No, I just have to go pee really bad." She started laughing. I'm like, sorry. So yeah, man, it's I just feel a little bit queasy. I don't know why. Probably that performance last night. I have no idea. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl. He's the executive producer of the program, and Ben Higgins is your friendly neighborhood sports taker. I got something else that I've been sweating a little bit. I wanted to run it by you guys, and I'm afraid to know the answer from both of you. So we're going on our trip to Philly here in a couple weeks. When are we leaving?
Sunday, the 29th.
Bro, so we are 12 days away from
Correct.
our show trip to Philly. Very excited about it. Can't wait. I have one thing that I'm completely nervous about, other than are we all going to be sitting in the same row? We've already talked about that.
We are.
Are you guys checking luggage or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank God. I just needed one. I needed one person.
Even if I was the only one, I would still be doing it.
I thought this.
He's incensed right now.
I've been thinking about it, Paulie, for like at least an hour.
I'm an adult. If I'm going on a trip and I need more than a carry-on, I'm going to pay the $50.
Okay.
I do not care.
Okay.
There's no reason you can't efficiently pack in a carry-on sized suitcase for a 3-night stay in a place where the weather is going to be very hot. You don't need heavy jackets. You don't need a lot of.
It's true, but
you can fit it all in one of those nice rectangular overhead compartment sized suitcases, and then you don't have to pay the $50 bag charge.
Counterpoint.
And I don't care if we have to wait at the baggage claim. We're on vacation. We're
it's
not
like
in a hurry.
5 minutes. Let's not act like
you say that.
I'm not worried about the wait. I just don't know why you would ever pay $50 when you don't have to. I mean, how much space do you need? Paul's got hats.
I'm not even bringing hats.
You're not even bringing hats.
And if I do, I have a spot. You can zip up the top part of the suitcase.
Paulie also will on a trip. He'll wear 6 to 7 hats all stacked on each other. That's how he gets them.
That's East Coast Paul.
To his location. Bro, what are you doing? Oh, this is how I get my hats where I'm going.
Well, people will wear like multiple jackets.
Yeah,
because
dude.
they don't have room in their carry-on, so they just wear them.
Shoes more than hats. You only if you're bringing a carry-on, you better be only bringing one pair of shoes.
And so the hard part is for me is yes, you just mentioned it's going to be hot, but man, when it's hot, there's no washer and dryer, so you need like 3 changes. We're going to nice dinners.
Yeah,
we're not going to crap dinners where we can wear the shorts and t-shirts we wore running up the Rocky Steps. You got to have a different. I hate the word outfit. You have to have a different outfit for every single day. Fit of the day. TD. Outfit of the day. You have to have a new one. So it does take, and then for that, you have different shoes that you wear. The shoes are what gets me.
Oh, especially if you need like nice shoes for dinner.
Nice shoes for dinner.
You're not walking around all day in those.
Right. I'm an overpacker. I will admit it fully. I will pack way too much.
I'm bringing a full-size suitcase and a carry-on.
Okay.
The carry-on may be empty. I'm going to fill it with cheese steaks.
Sandwiches.
Bring them all back.
3 days.
3 days.
3 days.
I'll have a carry-on, just my backpack.
And a suitcase.
Yeah. But I'll check it.
You'll check the suitcase.
Yeah.
And you'll have the carry-on.
No.
Because you're bringing a lot of smoke.
I will bring a carry-on, put above,
for 3
and
days.
you get a backpack.
Oh, you're doing
item.
that much? That's a lot.
Well, I like my my backpack's gonna have my headphones and my iPad in it.
Your backpack. But what about what are you bringing to put above?
You get a carry. That's a carry-on.
Yeah, I know. What are you
the
putting
backpack
in that
is a
one?
person.
I don't
the carry-on.
Well, what's in it?
Extra clothes.
A whole suitcase that you check, a carry-on that you pack, and a backpack? That's too much.
See, now I don't like bringing both the carry-on and the personal item because then the personal item has to go in the seat in front of you. And that impacts my foot space because I need to stick my feet under the seat in front of me because I'm very tall. And if I've got a bag under there, then I don't really have the room for it. So I just want the one carry-on that goes in the overhead bin.
If you want, you can turn to the side. We can lift the armrest up and you can just rest your feet on me and Paulie.
Like at minimum, I'm bringing the big suitcase. That's getting checked. $50 gone.
Right.
And then, yeah, if I need the second space, I'll bring I got the smaller, the
sure.
carry-on
I
size.
know what it is. I just feel like that's overkill.
Maybe, but you get the personal item. Like I plan on putting the backpack down at my feet anyway.
Now, are you filling it with gifts? Because that's something that you do.
I don't. Maybe. You always want to have a little bit of space.
Yeah,
to bring
you need some
stuff
space.
home. But like I don't ever put my backpack or like Megan has a big bag, a purse or whatever.
Apparently,
we don't put that up above because like you need to get stuff out.
Apparently, Jax in the chat is a literal hobo. He said backpack and fanny pack all you need for 5 days. That's how hobos travel.
Scarf on a stick.
Dude, bro, there's no chance. There's no chance I could get through 3 days in Philly with a backpack and a fanny pack. There's no way.
Tie a scarf to the end of the stick, throw it over your shoulder with all your belongings.
So good. I've been stressing it. I'm glad to know that you're down to check.
I assumed you were going to be packing at least
I'm
one
used
bag.
to checking because when I travel, it's often for golf, and you have to check golf clubs. So I'm used to waiting at the baggage claim, but then especially I'm not going to check a second bag because then they charge you even more for the second bag. The first bag's like 40 or 50. The second bag's like 70. It's like I'm not paying. Like the flight was almost $120. I'm not paying another $120 just to get my bags there as well.
Jax, part of the cost of traveling now.
Jack says it's called minimalistic living, my guys. I get it. I wish I was better at it. I'm not.
You nailed it with the weather. Like you need at least 3 pairs of drawers
per day. You need how many pairs of underwear are you bringing? I'm bringing.
If you say 3.
I'm bringing 9.
I don't bring 4 or 5, but underwear takes no spot at all. I know. Bring 1 pair of long pants for like multiple dinners. I will rewear the pants for dinner.
Even what if we go to Delilah's? You gonna wear those pants the next night? I wouldn't.
Oh my god!
Why don't you bring 2? Do me a favor, actually. I don't want you in those pants the next day. I would like you to bring 2.
Can I not wear shorts?
I've got some.
I will buy you pants if you only bring 1
I've
pair.
got some loose jogging pants that I'd like you to wear, actually. They're gray, and you're going to love it, and you're going to fit right in. Oh, God. There's traveling with my dad. There's no bigger stressor because that dude can pack 3 weeks worth of stuff. And I think he fits golf clubs in his overhead. Somehow he packs everything. He never has to check anything. And you travel and he looks at you. He's like, "What do you got?" I'm like, "This." And he's like, "You just see." As you have to check it and wait. Guy wants to get in and out, man.
Now, Smash the Number says it's not that hard to do laundry, even in the room.
Yes,
it
is.
I'm not doing laundry in a hotel room.
Yes, it is hard.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Well, you want me to wash it in the sink and then hang it out to dry? That is not happening.
Oh man!
Quit wasting water up there. In what scenario would you do laundry with all that water? All right, I'm so glad, Paulie.
I got you.
I'm glad. Yeah, and bring 2 pairs of pants. Those are good. I'll
probably bring these.
Bring
for
those,
sure. And then maybe.
Yo, call me when you get your phone. I can't wait. I want to find the most Philly guy ever. I really do. I want to befriend him.
Get his number. Be like, hey, anytime there's anything
we need
sports
anything.
Fan, anything we need in Philly, you're our new guy.
But he's got to be perfect. He's got to be. I'll buy all his beers, whatever he wants. But I need him to be our guy.
Oh, while you guys are waiting at the baggage claim, I'll get to the hotel early and I'll get us all checked in.
Yeah, get us all dialed in.
I'll take the train.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can meet me and take your.
Can we race? Can we amazing
take the
race
train
it?
with no checked luggage and you get the head start off the plane? We have to
guys
go get our
wait
luggage.
and you do the Uber.
Then get the Uber. I will bet you money we still beat you there.
All right, let's do the amazing race. Ben and Woods version. I'm so in. Don't go to. I saw this area called Kensington. Very scary. We may have to walk on the outskirts of it to see it, but it's very scary.
Scary, like
fentanyl zombies running around. Like it's gnarly.
Kensington and San Diego is
It's
very
nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. It's totally different. All right, I like this. I like this amazing race, Ben and Woods. You do video of yourself. We'll do video of us. Then we'll merge it together for the tier ones. I want to miss you guys that week, though. We're going to be off the air that week. What are you guys going to do without us? Hopefully, you'll be on vacation too.
I saw one of our tier ones is having heart surgery
on the day we go for a trip.
We're gone, yeah.
I fully expect to have it when we get back.
It's a good time if you have any surgeries or anything you need to take care of, so you miss less Ben and Woods.
That's true. Week. That's true. We wish you very well.
Happy Gilmore having heart surgery during your guys' trip. Happy. Good luck. Hopefully, when we get back, you'll be okay and ready to go for many more years.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I go to the hospital yesterday to go to meet my physician. I get in the elevator and the guy goes, "Woodsy?" I go, "Yeah." I think his name was Nick. He said, "I'm Nick. I'm a huge tier one. I listen every day." I said, "Oh, awesome, man. What are you here for?" He goes, "Oncologist." And I said, "Oh, do you have cancer?" He said, "Yeah, I'm in remission, 2 years." And I said, "Congratulations." And he said, "Yeah, just going to get a checkup." He said, "But he's like, I still have my port in me," and pulled his shirt aside. He still had his port. And I'm like, I really got to stop complaining about stuff. This guy was a young man. It looks great and super, super nice cat. And, count your blessings, right? The guy was an absolute beast and loves our show, says he listens every day. So shout out to Nick, thinking about you, and hopefully that appointment went well. He said, "These are the appointments I enjoy going to because I've been in remission and, get a little nervous. I'm over here worrying about my cholesterol, and Nick's got a port in his chest." So good perspective for your old pal Woodsy yesterday.
Absolutely. And keep fighting the good fight and hopefully staying in remission.
That's right.
Before we go to break, these Dodgers fans just I don't even think this is a Dodgers fan.
Get the mask.
My tweet has gone around. Are you putting it back on for me? This tweet about
you
Shohei.
Can't just transition with, and then these Dodgers fans in my mentions again.
MLB again showing Shohei Ohtani's swings and misses from the first inning. And I tweet about that. This is from Alec Boehm MVP Watch.
Okay, so it's a Phillies.
By the way, it's not going that well. He has 5 followers. It says Shohei brings millions of extra eyeballs to the game and billions of extra dollars. It's fascinating to me when a sports writer, I'm not a writer, but that's fine, wants to diminish what he's doing when it's literally keeping his paycheck safe. I'm not trying to diminish Shohei at all. He didn't do anything. That's my point.
Well, the thing I've always loved about sports writers is that they never criticize the teams, ever. They never criticize any teams. What is he talking about? Diminish. I can't even talk with this thing on. Diminish what he's trying to do. Like, you can have opinions and think that it's ridiculous because it is. He didn't strike anybody out. You want to post him K'ing up the side. Not one person on the planet is going to.
Shohei Ohtani is great for baseball.
He's great for baseball.
Great for baseball. If you're Major League Baseball, you don't have to invent content about Shohei Ohtani that didn't really exist. That was my beef. And again, I will never seem to outlive this take. My hot take that MLB is showing ridiculous Shohei highlights that they don't need to do.
It's showing his swing and misses. Come on, man. Yeah, it's great. Everybody gets swing and misses. Ryan Berger had some swing and misses the other day. It's
they're
great.
No more impressive. He's a good pitcher, but they're no more impressive than Dylan Cease's swings and misses or anyone else's.
Just swings and misses. It happens.
Right.
And again, he punches the side on 9 pitches or 12 pitches.
Of course, I'm going to expect that.
Fire away.
Of course, I'm going to expect that.
But yeah, I totally get it. I wouldn't read any more comments though.
All right, let's open the phones for a take on Woods. We've got our musical trivia challenge coming up in our next segment. If you want to call in now, 833-288-0973. It's a chance to qualify for a trip to Las Vegas where you can or may not want to bring carry-on luggage or check your baggage, but you'll go to 2 days at the Resorts World Las Vegas. Maybe you'll drive. I don't know how you're going to get there, but you got the spa passes as well. 833-288-0973. We'll play our musical trivia challenge coming up. I see our Better Buzz coffee and food items have arrived as well, so looking forward to that. Before we get there, though, I want to talk about STFatLoss.com. I got another compliment. Tammy, as I was walking out, said, "Man, you are looking trim." Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate that. I've kept the weight off after 2 years, losing 40 pounds in 60 days, following the strategies that were doctor crafted And then your counselor will keep you on track and help you lose up to a pound of fat per day and 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days by following the Real Food Plan at sdfatloss.com. And when I say real food, it's not just celery sticks. I ate chicken. I ate steak. I ate a lot of ahi tuna, vegetables that I liked. Never had to buy a bar, a shake, anything like that. And I lost the weight and I kept it off. I even had some cheat days. They'd say, summer, hey, I don't want to try to lose weight in the summer with all the barbecues and stuff. I did it. They can keep you on track, even if you do have a day or two off where you need to cheat. They understand that. They understand that life is part of losing weight. That's why this plan and program is so great. It works with you. It works with your schedule and keeps you losing the weight. 60 days. You can do it. I can do it. Anyone can do it. Set up your free consultation at sdfatloss.com. Find out how it can work for you and get $200 off right now here in the month of June during their summer special at sdfatloss.com. Results may vary.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Told you it was good. Thank you to our friends at Better Buzz. Just a little food and drink drop during the break. I got the matcha latte, which is absolutely delicious. Woods and I are crushing. They have the summer acai bowls, absolutely delicious. We have the yogurt, Greek yogurt, berries, and granola.
That's good.
Absolutely outstanding. Paulie, how's your horchata latte?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, pretty good. I had that one a couple weeks ago when I went. It was very tasty.
Really good.
So thank you to Better Buzz for stopping by with some of their new summer menu items. You can try them today. All the Better Buzz locations in San Diego. Make sure you download that app as well.
Life is better. Buzz.
Love it, man.
We're fans.
One right by a house.
We are big fans. All right. Is your head in the right place for a little take on Woods now?
We'll see.
All right. Let's see if we can do it. It's time for today's game. I'm chewing. It's time for Take on Woods. It is brought to you by
audio.
Bay Alarm, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you. I thought I had more than like 10 seconds.
No, it's a short intro.
All right, let's see. We got, is this Doug?
Hey.
Doug. Welcome to Take on Woods. You got a chance today to qualify.
How you guys doing?
We're good. Qualify for our grand prize drawing at the end of the month. It is a trip to Las Vegas, a 2-night stay at Resorts World, 2 spa passes, and food and beverage credit at any of their 5 pools. They're elevated, huge pool complex, and the Awana Spa, the largest co-ed spa facilities in Las Vegas. To book your summer stay, just visit rwlasvegas.com. But to qualify, you need to beat or tie Woods, and it isn't easy in our musical trivia challenge. Here are the categories to choose from. We have Across to Bear, 5 song titles and artists that include the word cross. I Know That Dude, 5 song titles that are one-word guy names. And our new category today, Loose Change, 5 song titles that include the word change. So, Across to Bear, I Know That Dude, or Loose Change. Doug, what's it going to be?
Let's go with Loose Change.
Going with the new category today. All right, Take on Woods today. We have 5 song titles that all include the word change. You'll have 60 seconds to answer as many of the 5 as you can. If you don't know one, say pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left at the end of the clock. First question, Paulie is queuing it up. It is our 2-second song. You'll get a little bit of music. You need to give me that song title and the artist to score that point. Doug, are you ready to play?
Let's try this.
Doug. All right, 60 seconds on the clock. Doug, your time begins when Paul plays our music. The category again, Loose Change. Good luck, Doug. Let's take on Woods.
Winds of Change, Scorpion.
Correct. Eric Clapton swept the Song of the Year, Record of the Year, and Best Male Pop Vocal Performance at the 1997 Grammys for which aspirational hit?
Pass.
Come Gather Round People Wherever You Roam is the first line of which seminal 1964 title track by Bob Dylan?
Pass.
John Mayer tackled global politics but decided he couldn't do much about it, in which Grammy-winning single from 2007? Which breezy 1979 yacht rock staple by Little River Band was chosen as one of the top 30 Australian songs of all time?
Pass.
Eric Clapton swept the Song of the Year, Record of the Year, and Best Male Pop Vocal Performance at the 1997 Grammys for which aspirational hit?
Oh, let me think.
You did get the one. You got Winds of Change by the Scorpions. That was Change the World by Eric Clapton. The Times They Are A-Changin' by Bob Dylan. Waiting on the World to Change by John Mayer. And Cool Change by Little River Band. All right, let's bring Woods in. Doug, hang on the line. See if your score can hold up. Woods doesn't get the category. Gets 60 seconds on the clock. Woods, your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck. Let's take on Doug.
Winds of Change, Scorpions.
Correct. Eric Clapton swept the Song of the Year, Record of the Year, and Best Male Pop Vocal Performance at the 1997 Grammys for which aspirational hit?
Waiting on a Change?
Incorrect. Come Gather Round People Wherever You Roam is the first line of which seminal 1964 title track by Bob Dylan?
blowing in the wind.
Incorrect. John Mayer tackled global politics, but decided he couldn't do much about it, in which Grammy-winning single from 2007.
I don't know.
Which breezy 1979 yacht rock staple by Little River Band was chosen as one of the top 30 Australian songs of all time?
What is the effing category? I feel like I would have swept it.
Yeah, maybe.
This is a surprise.
Change or taint? I have no idea.
Change is the word. You got that, but you didn't
Is
get
it change?
It is change. Wind of change. Hey, Doug, 1-1 is good enough. You both got the 2-second song, and you both fell flat.
Pathetic.
Change the World by Eric Clapton.
Okay.
The Times They Are Changing by Bob Dylan.
Okay.
Waiting on the World to Change
Waiting on the world to change.
by John Mayer. And
Kill
Cool
me.
Change by Little River Band.
Do I?
I don't know if you know that one or not, but it doesn't matter, Doug. Congratulations.
Doug.
Stay on the line. Paulie's going to get your information. You have qualified for our grand prize drawing.
Guess
at
my
the
head
end of the
wasn't
month.
right.
Apparently not. Eat some more of the yogurt bowl. Have some more better buzz. All right, we're going to take a break. We need an incorporator word because Jesse is joining us next from Los Angeles, where the Padres will continue their series against the Dodgers tonight. The voice of the Padres, Jesse Agler, coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Real quick, gang, let me tell you, if you're a homeowner right now, listen up. If you're maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high-interest debt, you can pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours, paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a big turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull. Your home's equity is yours. Use it. Get cash out to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home. See how much cash you can get out today. They are A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. They have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Service off the charts. Call now. Get the conversation going. 619-207-4336 or go to loanpronto.com. 619-207-4336. Get debt relief now. Loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender. NMLS 1661781. On approved credit. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
I got Jesse Agler standing by. Polly also just reminded me that we have some tickets to give away to the Padres Nationals game on June 23rd. It's the Fernando Tatis Jr. bat flip bobblehead game. So stay tuned for your chance to win between now and the end of the program at 10 o'clock. But let's get to Jesse right after a quick check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive through oil change. Got a few problems here, guys. Northbound at 5 before 6th Avenue, a collision involving a motorcycle. It's in the center divide. Also, traveling on westbound King Freeway before 25th Street, crashed over the right shoulder. Also got a collision in the clearing stage in the North County, eastbound 78 past Nordall Road. That's over the right shoulder. San Diego summers mean beach days, road trips, ball games. Make sure your ride's ready with Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Drive in, stay in your car, and be done in about 15 minutes. No appointment needed. For coupons, visit SoCalOilChange.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And joining us right now from Los Angeles, California, Padres and Dodgers continuing their 4-game series tonight. From Chavez Ravine, the voice of the Padres, Jesse Agler, is with us. And if you were listening to the broadcast last night, you heard a little bit of a switch. Jesse working with Mud Grant this series. Now, I know you love working with Tony, Jesse, but is it fun to shake it up a little bit and get a chance to spend a few hours with Mudcat?
Of course. We're lucky. We've got, pretty much best in the biz across the board on our little broadcast team. So it's kind of easy to mix and match. We all get along very well. We all know each other very well. I think there's chemistry really no matter how you pair it up. The thing you always hear players, coaches talk about, we spend more time with our teammates and with our families during the season. That is very true. And that goes for us also. So, the amount of time that, Mud and I spend together and Tony and I spend together and Don and I spend together over the course of the season, we all know each other very, very well, which makes that kind of thing pretty simple, all things considered.
How's your cold, buddy? You sound still a little stuffy.
We're getting there. I think we might have turned the corner last night, but we're not scot-free just yet.
Talked about this with Jesse before. It's, you're not building a building or hanging drywall, real welding, real manly
We
jobs.
have welders in the audience. We
I know.
found that out last week.
We do have welders in the audience. Those are manly jobs. Those are tough work.
Let's not be gender role. They can be womanly jobs as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, there it is. Misogyny bell got me again. But the broadcasting with a cold, I'm going to throw it up there. It's really, really difficult to do. It really is difficult to do when you don't feel good. I'm nauseous right now. I'm going to throw up at any second.
Mining, oil drilling,
mining, oil
welding,
drilling, yes.
and
broadcasting with a cold.
Yeah.
It's right up there, Jesse. Agreed?
I had the little mining flashlight on last night just to kind of remind myself. Yeah, it's miserable, and it's
miserable.
So stupid because it's such a small little thing at the end of the day. And yeah, it's like, the other thing is with like a big game and a loud environment, which we had last night, obviously. It's like, I'm just in fear the entire game. Like if there's a big hit and a big moment, like I could lose it at any second. Like that could be the last thing you hear me say for a week, it's like the voice could go. So it definitely sounds absurd within the context of real people with real jobs. But for what we do, it's about as bad. And it's so silly. It's the common cold. Like how have we not figured this out?
Got to figure it out.
Jesse, I'm going to say something complimentary of Dodgers fans, which we don't do very often, but I was impressed. I were pretty much all there for the first pitch last night.
Yes.
Usually impossible, but they made it happen to see. They knew they had a limited chance to see Ohtani on the mound, and they got there, and it made for, as you said, a pretty electric atmosphere for a Monday night in June.
It was a lot of fun. It was, just you kind of knew that this was like the place to be, and this was, the game of the night. And, it really did feel like the eyes of the baseball world were all on Dodger Stadium. And a lot of those eyes would have been there, obviously, even without the Ohtani piece. But you add that in. And look, you said, at the beginning of the game, I'll tell you what, man, Mudd and I looked at each other maybe 40 minutes before first pitch, and the place was kind of packed. And that's unusual anywhere, but particularly, here with the well-earned reputation and the traffic. But I mean, it was legit. So definitely, hats off. Everybody was there. They wanted to see it. And the Padres went out in that first inning and spoiled the party a little bit. It was cool. It was just, there's 162 games, and even the biggest ones, you never quite know how it's going to go. But like the expectation and the energy was there, and it definitely made for a cool night.
Yeah, and it was wild. Talking to Jesse Agler here on Ben and Woods this morning. Wild to see. I mean, the guy hadn't pitched in 2 years, so you knew he was going to have some rust, right? The stuff looked really, really good. But honestly, like going out, throwing up a run off there in the first, I wasn't beating my chest about it, but I went, all right, that went about as good as you could ask for if you're a San Diego Padre. And I think with Shohei Ohtani and Dodger fans too, he got out of there unscathed, basically. He got out of there healthy. The stuff looked firm, nasty, like kind of a win-win for both.
Yeah, I think, definitely from the Padre perspective, you ripped off the Superman cape right away. There was no intimidation. There was no fear. And they went out there and they executed against him like he was anybody else, which certainly makes you feel good moving forward. But you're right. From the Dodger perspective, the box was checked. And that's the main thing. Now, obviously, got to see how he feels today and tomorrow. And if he is able to kind of go on and do that next step, whether that's 2 innings or 3 innings in his next outing. But, assuming health, although you can't seem to do that for pitching in today's game. Certainly, if you're wearing that uniform, you can't, it seems. But he did, I'm sure, what they wanted him to do, which was get in the 20, 30 pitches, come out of there ostensibly healthy, as far as we know, healthy, and you take it from there. But it was cool. It's one of those things where you're like, man, I feel lucky that I'm here, and I appreciate that.
Jesse, do we have a new villain in the rivalry, at least from the Padres' perspective? Enter stage left Andy Pages last night. What was your take on the 4th inning hit by pitch?
Yeah, it's a couple things, right? One, first of all, this guy's having a really good year, and he is appearing to be sort of like the next budding Dodger star. This is a guy to be very aware of from a baseball perspective. He's very, very talented, and he seems to be putting it all together here in his second season. So, that was kind of my thought before all that happened. It was like, this guy, we're going to have to be very aware of him in the years ahead. And then, it kind of felt like the Profar moment a little bit last year where, it hurts, right? And you react emotionally because it hurts. And then we found out after the game also, he thought maybe they thought he was tipping location or something when he was at second base the previous inning. But yeah, like obviously from a baseball context, that's not the time or place. And then, as Manny put it afterwards, like if we want to drill somebody, like they got some big dogs. But I certainly
I missed that
I
entirely.
didn't see that.
Oh, it was a great line.
yes.
It was a great line. It was like, look, I mean,
Come on.
he
I
didn't
mean,
say them by name, but like
yeah.
obviously, like if we want to hit somebody, there are more exciting targets.
You're
And
seventh.
the same thing again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's such
like
a sneaky
It's
insult,
such a
by the way.
sneaky punch in the nuts from Manny. I
Yeah.
love it.
Schulte was a little more
He-
direct.
Yeah,
If you could
Schulte
read
was a
lips
little bit
from
more
the
direct.
dugout.
Yeah. But Manny, by the way, to be fair, Manny went on to say, hey, he's a really good player, and he complimented him after the fact, but he was making what's a very fair point about the situation. And look, it's baseball. Things pop up. It's heated. It's these two teams. It is a rivalry, and it's fun. When that kind of stuff happens. But yeah, Will Smith went very direct last year with Profar and the whole irrelevant thing, and Dirksen came back in a Sunday night game and had a big hit here. So look, it's just the sort of start of the whole thing, as I think I said on the air last night. It was something along the lines of we have our first spark or whatever of 2025 with these two teams. And I didn't have Andy Pages being the guy with the matches on my bingo card, but that's what makes baseball so fun, is you never quite know how it's going to happen, who it's going to happen with, or where it goes from there. So he walked it back a little bit after the game, Pages, to his credit. But yeah, like that's the fun of this, is it's live, it's competition, it's adrenaline, and that kind of stuff is going to happen.
Well, by that same vein of you never know what's going to happen, Dylan Cease was so freaking good against this team last week. And when he came out, you're like, okay, so he's found it. He's got it. Like, he's locked in, troubles behind. Everyone's going to run into a walk or a home run every now and then. But Dylan Cease is locked in. And, I think he was victim of a little bit of bad luck, a couple of 80-mile-an-hour soft liners. But the unraveling, the snowball effect was just hard to get back from, because that lineup is so deep. Beat you 1 through 9. It's not the team you can do that against.
No doubt. And I mean, it's one of these things we've talked about, whether it's me and Tony or Mudd or whoever, like 1,000 times in the last decade, is they are so deep, they are so good, they are so talented. You cannot crack the door open.
Yeah.
And of all the stupid things, it's an infield hit in the 4th inning with 1 out yesterday. Jake makes a great play on it, throws just a little bit down the line. Arise just quite can't keep the foot on the bag. Talk about game of inches. And if they make that play, it's 2 outs, nobody on in the 4th. Who knows where it goes? And then we obviously saw the way it went. And they just are. They're deep. They don't stop coming. And it's really, really hard to sometimes overcome even the slightest little miscue. I wouldn't even call that a mistake. It's just a miscue.
Yeah.
And it's that thing. You crack the door open. They're able to kick it down. Dylan was as sharp in the first 3 innings last night as I think I've seen him in a Padre uniform.
No question.
I mean, it was electric.
Yeah.
It was electric.
Incredible.
And then again, it's just a little dribbler to the right side, and that kind of got the ball rolling. And next thing you know, you look up, 10 guys have come to bat, and you're like, what just happened here? The guy had to throw 30 pitches. So it's look, that's how it goes against great teams. We've seen the Padres do that to other teams. How many times over the last couple of years? It's just part of how it goes.
Jesse, I made this argument earlier, and sure, I'm a Padres fan, so I want the team to do well against the Dodgers. They've dropped 3 of 4, but the 3 losses were all competitive games. That you can see that the two teams are at least on somewhat of a level footing. I mean, the Dodgers, have a deeper lineup, and I know that they spend more on their roster, but all those games that the Padres have lost are, you change one thing, it may have a different outcome. And I wanted to see if you felt like, hey, you get them in the playoffs, you do feel like the Padres have a shot against this team.
For sure. And, I think I've said this the last couple of years now, and this goes for Padre Dodger games, Padre Diamondback games, Padre Giant games. I'll say Padre Met games, not that we've seen them yet, but, pick whatever really good, great team in the National League you want. And generally, I think it's going to be about the team in the mirror, not the team on the other side of the field. And, if the Padres do their thing, they're going to be right in it. If they don't, they're not. They are talented enough. They are tenacious enough that they can hang with any team in this league. No doubt. No doubt. They are in that upper echelon along with those other teams that I mentioned as an elite team in this league. Now, that doesn't guarantee you anything, not in June, certainly not in October. But if they play to the peak of their capabilities, and I'm not saying the roster is perfect, and I'm certainly not saying I expect it to be this way, when we get into the back end of the season. But I think they do have the talent, they have the ability, they've got the leadership to hang with any team and to beat any team. So it's about how they play, and that's what will determine the fate of this team.
All right. You want to get to the
Yeah,
incorporator?
let's do it. I've never heard this word. Ben said he had.
I've heard it. Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times, like in office comedy, like office type,
like The Office.
like The Office. Yeah.
You know, like that show. It takes place in an office.
Yeah, one of those office
they
related
paper.
shows.
Yeah, they work.
Yeah.
where they work
I've
together.
never heard this before. Hit it.
Lick
Desks
spittle.
and phones.
Hit it again.
Lick spittle.
Lick spittle.
I don't know that.
It's the etymology is pretty self-explanatory with this word. It's part of a grand pantheon of English words for sycophants. All right, so it's a fawning subordinate, a suck up. You're a bit of a lick spittle, Ben.
A bit,
A little bit, yeah.
Lick spittle.
I'm in the anti-lick spittle, at least here.
Who was the one in the office?
Dwight.
Dwight.
Yeah.
Yes,
Dwight.
he was the
Yeah,
lick
yeah.
spittle of the office.
Lick spittle.
Yeah. It's a great word.
Great word.
Sycophancy, very dangerous, by the way. We all got to be a little, you got to always have a little bit of a critical eye to everything.
1,000%.
Yes.
But that's a great word.
Yeah, lick
That's a
spittle.
great word.
Great one.
Yeah,
Can't wait
love
to
it.
hear it, buddy. Weave it in. As
And
only
you
you
got
can.
mud you got mud to dance around as well.
Oh.
Changes the
Oh,
dynamic.
Yeah, it changes it up.
Yeah,
Now we're talking.
yeah, that's a good call.
All right, enjoy the rest of your day in Los Angeles.
Thank
And
you.
we'll
If
talk
that's
to you soon.
possible.
Yeah, get some rest, buddy.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Jesse Agler, a little under the weather, but fighting through
What do you do
the
for
common cold.
What do you do for the common cold?
Very little.
Do you just
Yeah,
kind of
just
wear
You know,
it?
I just fought off a common cold.
You did?
Last week.
Yeah,
You did.
Just
And
get through it.
I had to ask my wife. I go, "What are we doing for colds these days?"
Is it Dayquil?
So
I sometimes
wife-
think the remedy is actually a bigger grind than the cold.
I kind of agree. A couple of years ago, Megan had like bronchitis or something, and she went to urgent care and said, "Yeah, I've been taking some Dayquil, some NyQuil, trying to fight this off. It's been a few days." And the doctor goes, "Oh yeah, we don't use Dayquil anymore."
Really? My wife swears by it.
Really?
Swears
She
by
goes,
it.
"It's basically just it's like a steroid. It gives you a little boost for a few minutes. You think you're feeling better, and it really didn't do anything. It's just it's a placebo almost." And I go,
Hydration's always good.
Huh.
Stay
Hydration,
hydrated. but
Vitamin C.
I did a Sudafed helped kick it.
Yeah, they're saying
they're really all just to mask the symptoms.
Sure.
It's a virus. The only thing that's going to actually cure it is your body's immune response. And
I like
little,
to sleep through them.
little cells going and killing the viruses.
Sleeping always
rest
helps
is
me.
good.
Water
is
and
great.
rest is like the
Now,
best. I
Unfortunately,
think.
most of us don't have the time to
Yeah.
rest, so we have to fight through it at work, which just sucks.
Yeah, I tried Dayquil a couple times. It just does not. It doesn't do it for me. Now NyQuil, big fan. NyQuil
that
gets,
helps you get that rest.
NyQuil gets
See,
NyQuil
they
gets
have pain quill now too.
Do they?
Yeah, I've
What's
seen
that
ads for.
for?
I don't know.
It's for pain relief.
This is what NyQuil's for.
There's no way that works.
NyQuil's more for like
Sleeping.
This is like if you're aching, like
Well-
more like
well, that eases
liquid
your-
Advil.
But
sort of
that eases your
quill.
pain. Sleeping.
Sleeping's good.
So NyQuil works,
but
for
you
both.
can't always sleep. You don't. It's like the middle of the day and you can't take a nap. You can't take NyQuil.
Speak for yourself. Are you a soup guy? Do you like soup
I
when
do
you're
like
sick?
chicken soup.
I do too.
Yeah.
The
Jorge's,
crackers.
Yep.
Sprite.
Lords. Yeah, Lourdes.
Oh,
yeah, they're both
yeah.
really good.
I like it too.
It's always the debate in North County. Who has the better soup? Is it Jorge's or is it Lourdes?
Jorge's.
I haven't had Jorge's before.
They're both
delicious.
very close. They're both very good. You get them with the tortilla.
Yeah.
If you start feeling a cold, Zicam does help. I do that too.
Big Zicam
Yeah,
fan.
Big Zicam fan as well.
I hate sticking swabs up my nose.
That's not a swab up your nose. It's a little lozenge and it
Oh,
dissolves.
no,
in
they
the
have-
I thought
tongue.
they had the
I only use
swabs.
use the
Oh,
swabs.
I use the
swabs. I
lozenge.
can't swabs.
Clears you right out. Afrin can clear you out.
Yeah, that's good. It's good. I like that. Soup drops, Campbell's soup drops. Remember those? The drops of candy that were flavored like soup.
Little
The-
hard candies.
The little hard candies that are shaped like the actual sirloin burger, and you just chew those. So yeah, Jesse, he needs to get some rest today. I actually feel bad putting him on with a cold, having him talk more, but now he's got to work lick spittle in tonight, so that's good.
Hope he works it into a win.
Me too.
Tread the water. I know you said no. It's not fun to watch a team tread
It's
water,
not
but
fun to watch him drown, or it's fun to watch him swim.
win today. You're treading more water.
Yeah.
Again. You
Hey,
can
I'll kill for it.
That's
You
what
know,
we're looking for. All right, final hour coming up. Paulie's got some Reindl Report headlines as we get closer into crowning a champion in the NBA and the NHL, and more with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan. Don't want to alarm anyone, but the Rockies are 2-0 in their last 2 games.
All right. That's all we need is them nipping at our heels.
6-4. Can I get interest you in a Hunter Goodman?
Yes.
2 home runs.
In a heartbeat.
It'd probably be the biggest acquisition you can make right now from that team.
In a heartbeat. Why would they trade him, though?
No.
You know?
Mickey Moniak hit another home run.
Did he?
They got him for nothing.
Nothing.
From the Angels. They just picked him up.
How's he doing?
He's doing, okay. He's playing at Coors Field. Let's see. His numbers right now.
I don't know if you know this, but he's a hometown kid, Ben.
He certainly is. La Costa Canyon High School.
Let's bring them all in.
237, 8 home runs, 751 OPS, which is
he's starting left fielder.
It's about 500 points higher than what most Padres left fielders have given you this season.
Yeah, I feel bad for Gavin Sheets, man. You know, a couple instances last night. He's just not a left fielder. It's not even his fault. Guy's given everything he's got out there, busting his tail.
Hasn't hurt himself in recent games.
Almost took Tyler Wade out yesterday.
Did.
Oh my
Now, Wade
God.
was partly like, I can't find it.
Yeah,
he wanted him. And then he go, wait, I got it.
Oh.
Stay away. It's like, please don't run me over.
It's not his fault. It's really not. The guy is doing everything you could ask for. He's hitting with power, and he's going out and saying, if you need me in left field, I'll go play left field. And, there's balls he can't get to, Ben. There's reads he can't make. He's not a true left fielder, but he's giving you everything he's got. It's not on him at all. It's on, the team for not having a left fielder that's capable of playing and hitting and, being more of a complete player. So, yeah, man, I think you got to look at any option you can find right now.
The Phillies had gone through a bit of a skid, got swept by the Pirates recently, but they're back on track. Won their 5th in a row yesterday, beat the Marlins 5-2. Rays over the Orioles. Rays are red hot. They have the best record in baseball and the best offense in baseball over the last 2+ weeks. They're now 40-32. They beat the Orioles 7-1 for their 4th straight win. The Angels, that was a wild one. 11 innings. 1-0 over the Yankees.
Yeah, saw that. Saw the end of that.
Nolan
Crazy.
Shanuel RBI double in the top of the 11th. Pitchers duel between Jose Soriano and Clark Schmidt. No one could get a run across until the 11th inning. And then finally, the Red Sox did win again.
They did, 2-0.
After despite all the drama with the Rafael Devers trade and all the pieces and criticism of Craig Breslow, they got a great pitching performance from Lucas Giolito. 6 innings, 3 hits, 10 strikeouts, and Roman Anthony hit his first career home run in a 2-0 win over the Seattle Mariners on the road. So it's weird because with all this going on, the Red Sox are actually now one of the hotter teams in the American League at the moment. Maybe Craig Breslow was right. Maybe they will be better off without Rafi Devers.
You never know, but sometimes you know. They're going to be counting on a tremendous amount of young players, men, to help carry this team. And not to say that it can't be done, certainly, but Devers will make his debut tonight
against the Guardians.
Looking forward to seeing what that freak does over here in our division. So, yeah, man, teams are getting better. It's time to get better.
Padres, meanwhile, will send Randy Vasquez to the mound. Still no pitcher, I believe, announced for the LA Dodgers for Game 2 of the series. We do know the pitching matchups for the final 2 games. Tomorrow is going to be Olek against Emmett Sheehan, hard-throwing right-hander for the Dodgers. And then on Thursday, it'll be Ryan Bergert against Yoshinobu Yamamoto in the getaway day 7-10 night game on Thursday, as they all are in this series.
Is that a sigh of confidence over there?
That was a deep, deep sigh of confidence and
Yamamoto struggled his last couple times out, I believe.
He was not great last time,
but he was really good the last time he faced the Padres.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I remember correctly.
I'd say so. So remember tonight, guys, this is the same Randy Vasquez that I heard people freaking out last week that he got pulled after how many pitches was he at? 70 pitches
Something like that,
ish, but he'd gone through the lineup twice. You're going to have a rested bullpen tonight. You didn't use your high leverage guys last night. Do you expect the exact same thing? If he can go in and carve, keep it at 1 run like he did last time, do you expect Mike Schill to go back to the well that he did last time and try to win this game with a rested bullpen?
If the Padres are up 3-2 after 4.5 innings,
he's gone.
They're going to try to do Estrada, Morejon, Adam, Suarez, just like they tried and failed when Jeremiah Estrada gave up the home run in his last start. I promise you, there's one thing that we have learned about Mike Schilt. The man does not budge too often. When he thinks something is the best for his team, he's not going to be deterred by something not working once.
That's correct.
He's going to, if he believes that, hey, my best shot to win this game, get 5 or close to 5 out of Randy Vasquez and turn it over to my rested bullpen, even though it didn't work. The exact same formula didn't work last week. He's not going to care about the results. He's going to care about what he thinks is the correct process for his team. So, yeah, I fully expect the same thing. Now, if you're not winning, that's a different that changes the equation. But if Randy Vasquez is up, yeah, I certainly think that's what we're going to see tonight.
Yeah, I would imagine. You kind of saw it playing out last night. And again, the guys, hung around a little bit, made it, I don't want to say interesting, but semi-interesting with a couple opportunities to score runs late. They didn't get the job done there, but he did not have to go to Morejon, Adam, Suarez, or Estrada. So leading me to believe that tonight, hey, Randy, assignment's the same. Do what you did last time. Hold them to 1 run. We'll see what we can do.
Now, the Dodgers did use a bunch of their bullpen. Now, the back-end guys didn't throw a lot of pitches. Vesey only threw 8, Kopech threw 11, Scott threw 7, and Yates threw 10.
Yeah.
They're also on a stretch of, I think, almost exactly the same as the Padres,
they
like
have
26 and 27 days.
Yep.
So they also have to be cautious with their bullpen use. I'm not entirely sure how many pitches they had thrown over the weekend against the Giants and what their actual situation of rest is.
Exactual.
That's
a really good word.
Exactual.
It's made up a word.
The actual exact number.
The exactual number.
But you've got to figure that Dave Roberts is going to at least be somewhat cautious in terms of who he can bring back and who is available for him tonight as well.
Am I guessing that this is going to be the Matt Sauer, Justin Robleski?
They sent him back, didn't?
No, I think he's up.
Is he still up there?
I think he's still up. Yeah. So I don't know.
Did he ever go back down?
Do what?
Did he ever go down after that?
I don't think so.
Performance you saw on Tuesday night?
I don't think so.
I mean, they can't use Kasparius and they can't use Ohtani,
right?
Who are 2 of their pitchers. Bonda threw over 20 pitches in the game as well. He had pitched on Saturday also, but not that much. So if they needed him for a lefty lane, it's possible they could bring him back.
Vesia will be there for a lefty lane.
Vesia again, he only threw a limited number of pitches yesterday.
Yeah, we'll get the Lou Trevino, Sauer, Robleski scene tonight. Robleski is there for the lefty lane. I believe he's a lefty.
But Vesia has thrown 2 days in a row, so this would be a 3rd day in a row. So they can't just willy-nilly go all of his guys. So he's got a kind of interesting conundrum in how he's going to get through the 9 innings. They could punt. I mean, they could end up punting again.
Kike Day again.
I would love that.
All right.
Maybe Kike is the opener. Turn things around a little bit.
Now that would be very brazen. That would be one of the most brazen things I've ever seen.
Get a couple from Kike, and if you're still in the game, then you go to your actual pitchers, and if not, Kike just wears it for 9 innings.
It's literally not the worst idea I've ever heard. Guys throwing 42 miles an hour, getting everyone out off their timing, and then you bring in Trevino and Sauer throwing 96. You're like, oh, it's terrible. Don't give him any ideas. He likes to get cute. You know that. His little mound visit bit last night, he's so cute. Everything he does is so cute.
Just that stare down with the umpire.
The stare down with the umpire is such a hard ass. But the cute, hey, go out and talk. You guys talk for 20 minutes. Then break up the meeting. Then I'll come out and take
losing my mind,
screaming at the
It's
TV.
like 8:30. I'm like, let's go!
I was
It's
screaming
the
at
second
TV.
inning.
We get it. You're so. Oh my God! I can't see too well. Is that Gary Kasparov, the world's greatest chess player? Who is that over there? Who am I looking at? What is it, Connie Mack? Oh man! He wrings every little piece of juice out of the rag bin. It's unbelievable. That's not even a saying. That's how mad I am. Rings every piece of juice out of the rag.
I will agree that another World Series ring has only emboldened him to lean into it more. Now, with the status of his pitching staff, you're going to have to do some weird things.
Sure.
I mean, any manager would. You're not going to be able to just throw a guy out for 6 or 7 innings and then bring in your bullpen. He doesn't have guys for that. So there's going to have to be some creativity involved in getting through 9 innings every single night right now for Dave Roberts. So expect some weird things in the game.
Yeah, you take a game, you started at 7:10, and you've used 3 pitchers by 7:35. I mean, it was just
fantastic.
Fantastic.
It felt very playoffy.
It did, but it's June. It's middle of June, so it's a little bit odd. I can't stand it. It drives me nuts. Probably why he does it, because it drives people crazy. All the gamesmanship. And is Gary Kasparov a real chess player? I just make that up.
No, he is the most famous probably chess player in history.
All right, good. I got the right one then.
You did.
Yeah,
I'm proud.
God, it's just unwatchable, man. It's
Chess or the Dodgers?
Both. Absolutely both.
I got a pitch that apparently like the World Backgammon Championships were taking place here in San Diego this weekend.
Can I say that I've never played that backgammon? I have
never played it at all?
I got a set for Christmas.
Used to have it at my grandparents' house when I was a kid, and it was
I
always
used to know
out
how to play.
I got a set when I was a kid, and I remember I got it from my grandparents, and I was like,
it looks kind of cool with the little discs and the long triangles
on
the board and the dice.
But I was probably 12, and I was like, awesome. I did not want a Nintendo.
You gotta get all your pieces into the house, but if you leave like one uncovered, then it can be stolen at the beginning. So you need to kind of double them up.
I have no idea how to play anymore. I think I learned for like a minute. I was trying to figure out, and I knew a little bit at least how the game worked. Also had a cribbage board around that same time.
Oh, with all the little
cribbage.
pegs? Cribbage pegs.
Right. What was the one with the star and it had the little dips in it and it had like balls that you roll?
Oh, that was Chinese checkers.
Chinese checkers.
Yeah.
I had no idea how to play that either. I got that as a gift.
Love that.
I think our grandparents at Christmas would just go into Target or Walmart and be like, just get him board games. He's 12 and 13. He's 13 years old. He must love board games. Like, I like boobs. So I don't know what to tell you guys. I like video games and boobs and but yeah, I was getting backgammon and Chinese checkers and all that for my gifts.
Dave Roberts may be playing
Grandma.
chess, but Mike Schilt, he's playing backgammon.
He's playing Chinese checkers. Oh, it's so annoying. It really is. Even it would, if he was my manager that had won me a World Series, it would annoy me. I would be equal opportunity annoyed at Dave Roberts. He's annoying.
All right, let's take a timeout. When we come back, we're going to give away some Padres tickets to the Fernando Tatis Jr. Bat Flip bobblehead game against the Nationals coming up later this month on the next homestand. Stay tuned for that and more. Our Reindl Report ahead as well with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Before we get to traffic, though, Woods and I want to once again stress the importance of making a plan. And I mean a plan for when you're gone by going to trustandwill.com and answering some simple questions. And at the end of about 20 minutes, you are going to have some legal documents that will be sent to you that you can keep. It's either a will or a trust. You'll have it, and family can take that out if the need ever arises.
That's exactly right. Just go to trustandwill.com. Use the code FAN, F-A-N, when you check out. Let's get this thing done. Let's get it knocked out. And then you forget about it. All right. 20% off when you enter the code FAN at trustandwill.com, and they'll ship you your estate documents for free.
I've got the numbers. They always send them to me. About like 67% of estates end up in dispute if you don't do something. You don't want your family fighting about you when you're gone. This is a simple way to avoid all of that drama, and affordably as well, with no visit to a lawyer's office, billable hours, or anything like that. As Wood said, use the code FAN at checkout. Get 20% off. Free shipping of your estate documents at trustandwill.com. That's trustandwill.com.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Look at this guy. What is happening right now?
I shouldn't laugh. Good for Matt Scraby.
Why are you laughing, by the way?
I'm not.
Yeah, you were just chortling so loud.
I was so surprised when I looked up at my television and I see the Matt Scraby on with our Fox 5 morning news with Raul talking Padres Dodgers rivalry. It's just Matt and Raul sitting at the big desk.
He's at the big desk
on the new Fox set. Look at that, just the two of them.
Hey, I know that guy.
Got a Scraby Show black hoodie on.
I got to tell you, learn from the best. You're welcome, kid. Congratulations. That's how it's done. That's how you do it.
Look at him parlaying his own show, the Scravinator's success, into a television appearance. 97.3 the Fan, host and executive producer.
Ooh.
Matt Scraby.
Yeah. Can we get the audio in or no?
Not through that TV.
Not through that TV?
Too bad.
Oh, fantastic. All right.
We could be missing some good stuff right now.
I wish we could go live and critique it as we go.
Should we have him call in and give us a synopsis of his appearance?
I need
it looks
to hear
like it might be wrapping up.
Wrapping up.
No, he's still on. It was a good long segment. He's serving an important role of time filler on the Fox Morning News.
Chances Raul asked him if he had any spare Padres tickets laying around. It's 100%.
Hey, you're on the flagship.
Yeah, you're on the flagship. Do you have extra tickets laying around? Maybe in the suite or? He's still going. He looks handsome, by the way. He looks really handsome. The beard looks good.
Hair looks good.
Hair looks sharp. You got a sweatshirt on. All right, that's good. Get out there. Adam Klug, he's on vacation right now. Believe he went to, I want to say Lake Tahoe. I think that's where.
That sounds right.
Have you been to Tahoe?
Not in a long time.
I went once for a business trip, kind of more through it. Stayed in Reno, but I went through Lake Tahoe. I was like, wow, this is absolutely beautiful.
So Lake Tahoe's got the south side, which is on the Nevada side of the border. They've got some of the casinos.
Right.
And then more the north area is kind of the ski resorts and kind of lake and boating sort of activities.
What does he do at Lake Tahoe? Hey. The water's really cold.
Very cold.
It's beautiful, though. It is like the coldest water. Lake Michigan, too. Freezing.
It's just melted ice.
Melted ice. What is he doing up there? I want to know. I need more exposure for Klug. I need to know what he's like on vacation.
I assume they've got some sort of Airbnb that they're staying at as a family trip.
My guess is a hotel.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I think Airbnb is more cost efficient.
Yeah, potentially. I did ask him, though, because
his kids are smaller, though, so maybe they all cram into one room.
He usually does the thing where he goes to a resort, he sits through the presentation,
the timeshare presentation,
and then he says, "Oh, I'm not interested, but I'll now start my week free here."
Right.
But he said he's not doing.
He said he's not doing it this time. Did he get a raise that I'm not aware of? Since he's not doing that, I'm going to text him because I'm really fascinated about his vacation. He's just a fascinating guy. Like he's fascinating.
I can see him just.
Do you know? Like I talked to him before. Like when I tell you guys this, he doesn't have one single solitary interest outside of competitive sports, and I mean zero.
Which is why the question of what do you do on vacation?
What does he do?
Is so interesting. There are people who go on vacation. They do the exact same things that they do at home. They just do them in a different environment. Oh, let's get up. We'll have our coffee. We'll do whatever, but we're just going to do it in a different city, in a different house.
What do you do the rest of the day?
Watch TV. You do what you normally do. Have movies, make dinner at your Airbnb. Just make dinner and just do your normal routine. Except
so for him, he's like, "Hey, the NHL finals are on. Stanley Cup finals."
Probably while they make dinner and they watch the hockey tonight.
When I went to Hawaii last year, and I'll be going back again this year, I watched every Padres game because it was rad to sit in a beautiful location. Like Bo and I were sitting by a dumpster eating ice cream, watching the Padres on my phone. I go, my wife's like, "Are you guys bored?"
Like 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, and I go, bored. I go, I've never been happier in my entire life than sitting by this dumpster with my child, eating ice cream, watching the Padres. Second half Padres last year, so they were good. And I'm watching this going, I've never been happier in my whole life. This is great. It's great. But yeah, I'm just fascinated by him. But again, Ben, like when I say to him, "Hey, have you seen Heat?" What's Heat? The Miami Heat? I'm like, no, not the movie Heat. Oh no, I don't watch movies. Yeah, surely you watch Sopranos, right? No, I don't watch shows. No books, no art, no movies, no music.
Talked about this when we tried to come up with a gift for him a couple of years ago. He's the worst person to buy something for.
Give him a basketball.
Hey, here's play any sports either. So.
That's right. It's not like he's a golfer. You'd be like, no, hey, we got you a new putter. Get him one of those footballs with the tee that comes with it. Hey, learn how to kick field goals. Like, what do you get for a guy like that?
He's really putting me to shame. I mean, I'm supposed to be the guy who's all in on sports, and I can't even hold a candle. To Adam's single-minded devotion to sports consumption.
And when I say this, I love that man. I really do. And I know we've butted heads, but I love him. I would take a bullet for him. When it's Saturday afternoon and I'm just plumb tired, I'm plumb tired of talking about the Padres because everywhere I go, everyone wants to talk about the Padres. My trainer, when I'm lifting weights, wants to talk about the Padres. Everywhere I go, people want to talk Padres baseball with me. And when it's Saturday afternoon, the Padres game's not on for another 4 hours. He's like, "What do you think of Xander Bogaerts splits?" Like in the middle of the afternoon, he texts me, and I just don't write back now because I can't engage. I can't engage. We didn't get him anything for his birthday because what do you buy him? Here's a badminton set. I don't know. I really don't know. Here's a signed helmet from Jerry Glanville.
You know how
because you're a Falcons fan.
You know, you would make those coupon books as gifts.
Foot rub?
No, yeah. Well, yeah, for
good
a significant
for one
others.
back massage.
But for Adam, it would be like good for 1 5-minute text interaction.
Yes.
About a Major League Baseball controversy.
Good for one Atlanta Hawks convo. I will do my research. Truly. I mean, it's wild. Like singular-minded sports and sports only. I can't get my head around it.
I know.
And media
It's
consumption.
too much.
I mean,
sports,
articles, and
about sports.
Yeah, not just watching it, but reading
No,
about
sports.
Yeah, sports. Like,
all sports. If he was like, oh, I love the novels of Tom Clancy, I'd be like, great, that's something different than.
Did you see this thing from Yahoo?
Did you see this thing from
SportsIllustrated.com? Did you see this thing from ESPN.com? I mean,
like
he is on top of it,
of everything.
Yeah.
And then he sends you the text, and then you see the email to all staff, making sure you guys saw this about what Jerry Jones said about Dak Prescott's legacy. I got it. I'm on
Check
it.
out what they're talking about on First Take right now. I'm like, I don't care.
I love sports. I really do. I love competition. I love everything about it. But my God, do I need a break from it sometimes?
And every once in a while, when we do go a little bit, in a different direction, we bring up a topic, say that we don't normally talk about. Oh, something interesting happened with the Chicago Bulls. He will text us 7 contacts
in the middle of the show.
Interviews.
Hey, here's Bill Wennington's number in case you want to talk to him about this.
He does that instantly. It's like 7 names from his Rolodex.
It's like we just mentioned it casually. All right, joining Ben and Woods, it's Bill Wennington. We were just talking about you. It's so good. He's such a gem, though. It's such a gem. I've had bosses that checked the F out and wouldn't know. We used to have bosses. I'm not joking when I say this. We used to have bosses that we'd come in after the show and they'd sit us down and they go, all right, Ben, you said this, and this. And I would say, well, let's hear the audio. And they go, oh, we don't have the audio. I'm like, well, first of all, he didn't say that. You took it totally out of context. You didn't hear the entire conversation. Like they were checked out. Adam is checked in. He's almost too checked in. So I'm glad he's on vacation.
Well, he is and then he isn't.
Yeah, true.
Because there will be times where like we'll have a don't do this story on a Monday. And then on Thursday, he's like,
hey,
you've seen this? Holy crap, have you guys seen this? There's got to be a don't do this. And we're like, have you ever listened to our show?
Did you hear this?
Right.
Yes, we did it on Monday. I love
Is it extra sweet because it's against the Dodgers?
When he misses something, the 5 minutes he was in in the shower or
something.
That's why he
or
didn't
the
catch
5
it.
minutes he was spending with Mike Greenberg on Get Up or something. It just kills me, man. Absolutely kills me. Love him. Have a great vacay, Adam. I know you're not listening.
He would remind me, though, that it is time to give away some Padres tickets. Padres fans, would you like to head out and get one of those Fernando Tatis Jr. bat flip bobbleheads on June 23rd? Be the 5th caller right now at 833-2880-973. We're going to give away a pair. Padres Nationals, first 40,000 fans in attendance. Get that coveted bobblehead doll of Fernando Tatis Jr., and you can still get tickets for that game and that series at Padres.com/tickets. Call now to win, though, 833-288-0973. All right, we'll come back. Paulie's got his Reindl Report. We did have Game 5 of the NBA Finals and got Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals coming up tonight. Get into that coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Back, but his hotel or Airbnb. So I'm assuming he's just enjoying his vacation, which he's entitled to.
Maybe he's en route.
Could be.
Are they driving?
They're actually hitchhiking to save money. I didn't tell you this. They jumped a train. They're going to jump a train as a family, and not like a Amtrak. Like they're going to jump a real train. Come on, kids. You'll have fun. So good.
I texted our colleague Matt Scraby over the break. Said looking good on
Looking
TV.
good.
He says, thank you very much. Coming from you, that's a big compliment. Wow. Now, I can't speak to his content as we didn't
hear it.
Could not hear what he was saying. He could have been making no sense whatsoever, but he looked good. We all can attest that Scraby looked sharp on television this morning, representing our station.
I think you can question wearing a hoodie on TV.
Whoa. That's producer wars. I'm here for it.
I had the same thought, but it was at least a Scraby show. He was promoting his show in the station, so I thought that was
kidding, Scraby.
that was a
I'm just
positive.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
He's gonna kill you.
He also says Adam is driving his family.
He's driving.
So that's
his
why
family.
he can't text you back. Woods.
Okay.
So they had a long talk about it yesterday.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
You think Adam's ever sent a text message while driving?
No, never.
I don't think so.
Me neither.
I'd tell Scraby to just call in and give us everything that Adam told you, but we do have a Reindl Report coming up. So let's check traffic. We'll get to our final headlines, get to 10 o'clock, and then we can get out of here on a Tuesday on 97.3 The Fan.
5-5 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury. Here's Kelly Danek.
Traffic is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change. Wrapping things up with a couple of problems on westbound King Freeway. One is a collision right at the southbound 125 connector. Got that right lane blocked further west on the King Freeway just before 28th Street. A collision blocking the slow lane. Westbound 8, right around Jackson Drive. We have reports of a large pothole in middle lanes to watch out for. San Diego summers mean beach days, road trips, ball games. Make sure your ride's ready with Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Drive in, stay in your car, and be done in about 15 minutes. No appointment needed. For coupons, visit SoCalOilChange.com. I'm Kelly Danek with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a oh yeah?
All right.
All right.
All right.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Gentlemen. Let's see. We've got Stanley Cup Finals tonight.
Oh, boy.
Game 6, 5 o'clock puck drops on TNT, or you can watch it on Max as well if you want to stream it. And Florida has a 3-2 series lead, so they are looking to close that one out.
At home.
Could be
At
the last
home.
hockey game of the year. What
Could
will you
be.
do with your time?
I'm going to miss it so
Once
much.
it's gone, Woods.
I miss it so much.
I
I
finally
must-
watched game 5, I guess it would have been on Saturday. Watched the whole thing. Had it on the,
The
second
whole thing?
had it on second screen, muted, just kind of paying attention. Because the first 4 games, they've been incredible. They
Yeah.
were super tight, overtime. I was like, all right, I need to get into this.
I'm definitely more of the, it's tied in the third period.
I'm in. I'll check it
Or,
out.
it's going to overtime. Then I
just
flip
wish
it on.
I wish I had a team.
Yeah,
And I
wish we
wish
had a
I know, like, it's on the list, one of the Vegas trips that we go on, to go to a Vegas Golden Knights game. Because I know, as soon as I go to an NHL game, I'll fall in love with
It's
it.
so fun.
I
live.
promise.
It's so fun live.
Never been to an NHL game.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Oilers win tonight. Get this thing back to Edmonton for Game 7.
Yeah, we could get a game 7 in the hockey. We could also get a game 7 in the NBA, but we're going to have to wait and see. Game 5 was last night, and the Thunder rolled 120 to 109
Good
last night.
sportscasting there.
Yeah, how about that? So Oklahoma City has a 3-2 series lead. That was the first time that the Pacers have lost back-to-back games since March 10th.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Halliburton, not a great night, you said.
No, 4 points, all on free throws. He injured his calf. He had right calf tightness, tried to play through it, but he obviously wasn't
He still
100%
played
effective or even.
The second most minutes of anybody
he's
on the
out
Pacers.
there,
He was
but-
there. He just couldn't do anything.
Kind of more of like the decoy,
Yeah.
I guess, and it didn't work out. Now they pulled within 2 in the fourth quarter. Looked like it was not going to be a game again, and the Pacers always find a way to climb back into it, but they ran out of gas. SGA did the SGA thing, 31 points. He's pretty much good for 30 to 35 like every single game, but it was Jalen Williams who came through 40 points, playoff career high.
Man.
They're already saying kind of like the Scottie Pippen now to SGA's Michael Jordan, and he came up with a huge game that could end up being the series decider there.
That's it for the basketball and the hockey. Anything else in sports to talk about before I talk about the depraved, just degenerate generation of Gen Z? I'll get to that in a second.
Oh, yes.
Joey Chestnut's back in the news.
Oh, saw that.
He is
unretired?
returning.
He unretired?
He's
He didn't retire.
unretiring.
No, he didn't retire. Remember, they banned him last year because he signed an endorsement deal with
That's
Impossible
what it was.
Burgers.
That's what it was. I
And-
thought he retired.
And they were so mad because they thought it looks bad for Nathan's hot dogs that you're eating, non-meat products. You're like the biggest meat eater ever. And he goes, I can do both. And they said, no, if you're going to endorse Impossible hot dogs and burgers, we're not
right.
going to have you eat regular hot dogs. But now they seem to have gotten over that.
They've
because
softened their stance.
I think they realized, you know what? A lot more people are interested in watching this when Joey Chestnut.
Yeah,
is
you
here
think we're watching
versus
because
not.
we're watching
Versus
because
not.
of Joey Chestnut.
We're not watching
Yeah.
for the dog,
right.
right?
So
He's
they
won it
brought it back.
16 times, man. 16 times he has won the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. So he'll be back.
I'm feeling green around the gills.
Remember, he
and the
beat
thought of it makes me
Kobayashi in that.
sick.
They did that head-to-head against Kobayashi, and he beat him. So now I feel like, okay, Chestnut's the GOAT.
That's a fun bit. Try to make me vomit in the next 18 minutes.
You feel like you're close, but you don't know why.
Mm-mm.
You want to change the subject?
Kind of.
Okay.
Because now all I'm thinking about is hot dogs and Impossible hot dogs. And I'm getting
And how they have to like dunk the hot dogs in the water to get them down.
that moist bread.
Now I want to throw up.
Yeah, moist bread is the worst. Bread dipped in water.
Wet bread.
Wet bread is not good.
Go ahead.
Because it's butter, it's fine. Like a buttery garlic bread is delicious. What is your stance on liver and onions?
I will kill you.
Why are you doing this? This isn't just mean. Let's change the subject.
I'm seeing stars right now. What the hell is the matter with me?
Yeah. So I've said this before. I have no shame in admitting that when we get in the morning looking for some Reindl Report stories, we like to go through the old prep service.
Love the prep service.
Prep service is stuff that has been, it's a service that's been prepped for you.
Yeah.
Full of content. You
Prep
can just read
being
it.
short for prepared.
Yeah. You can just read it straight on the air. In fact, most radio shows that you listen to throughout the week, they're going to be reading it word for word off the prep service. So I thought I would read this one word for word. The headline is Gen Z wants to normalize in-office sex. So
in office,
they would like to make this. They would like to normalize this.
All right. What's your source here, and what's the article say?
So
because this sounds made up.
Let me get the full source here.
Gen Z, you're blaming this on.
Yeah, just Gen
Z.
Edubirdie.com. It's a writing platform online. They have a poll out that says 47% of Gen Zers said that they've been getting it on a little bit more lately while working remotely over the last 4 or 5 years. Everybody had to make the switch to working from home. Now, some businesses have already done the return to the office.
Right.
Some are putting plans in place to try to get people to come back to the office. And look, that's a huge lifestyle change. I totally understand if you got used to getting your job done from home and now you're like, I don't want to go back.
I don't want to go back to the office.
I got a pretty good routine. And apparently that includes
now,
smacking
I
into
assume
lights.
if you're working from home, you're not it's not your coworkers that you're
correct. Well, it could be, but it's at your home. But it could be a coworker.
They live close. So
They live close. Come by.
Let's have an in-person meeting.
Yeah.
During our work hours.
So one of the questions in this poll was things that you would like to see added to the office, and 38% of Gen Zers said they would like to have, quote, private spaces for hookups and solo play.
Solo play
during the workday.
Of those 38%, what percent are male versus female?
100% of that is male. Yeah, that'd be great.
I don't have the full breakdown, but I'm guessing that's probably
if I get a
close.
room here, I'll get laid all the time. All I needed was a room here.
I just needed a room.
Can you imagine going to, putting out answering a poll and be like, yeah, I'd love a solo station at work. In the middle of the day, I'm like, guys, I'm taking my 15-minute break. You know where I'll be. Me? I would.
The problem is at work, you always have to have like workplace rules and memos. So at some place, there's going to have to be a sheet with all the rules for the break room.
The meat suite.
Ray.
The Ray just in the meat suite.
The meats.
Jack Shack.
It'd be sponsored by like Dietz and Watson if it was here at the radio
Dietz and
station.
Watson. Hey guys, if you need me, I'll be in the Dietz and Watson meat suite.
Is there going to be like some sort of Google Doc where you schedule the meat suite for like 15 minutes?
So yeah, private spaces for hookups and solo play during the workday so they could, quote, take a break alone or with a coworker.
And then it's just going to lead to disputes. Like they overstayed their 15 minutes
They didn't clean up.
by 7 minutes. They didn't clean up in the room. The room was
this
left
an
messy.
adult video store? Like where do you work? You work at an adult video store? Because if that's the case, all right.
I don't even know if that's okay. Then, of course, there's going to be the inner office jealousy of the people who are always using the room,
And
the ones
people
that,
are
of course,
never.
who are never getting to use the room, even though they want to use the room, but no one really wants to use the room with them.
All right, that's the fourth time today this guy's gone in there. What the
Bro,
hell?
What's your problem? So
Terry is overusing the room.
Terry's in there again.
Yeah.
Says overall, 30% of Gen Zers worry that returning to the office would negatively impact their sex lives and disrupt their work-life balance.
You're not supposed to be banging it out in the middle of the day anyway. That you never really could. Now there's ways around it, but like for the most part, that's not worked into your work day. That wasn't like
Isn't that like it's like exciting, like your first week working from home?
Yeah.
And you're like, hey,
Hey,
I'm on the clock.
I'm
right
on
now.
the clock.
This
Let's-
could be
That is one of the actual biggest generational differences, is that I think the younger that people are today, they do expect work to also be
like a playground.
Like, yeah, it's got to be a lot of fun and a lot of camaraderie and everything. And I think the older you are, you think the work is work. It's like, this is not your fun time. That's when you're not at work, and when you're at work, it's your work time.
Can you imagine a normal business, no matter what it is, that's like,
No.
all right, well, here's the solo room, and then this is for couples in the middle of the day.
I really
mean,
can't.
Do you think I'll be honest with you. I would have a little bit of performance anxiety in the middle of the workday, being like, all right, sweetheart, you ready? And we head into the room and shut the door. Like,
We've had this on the books since last Tuesday.
Yeah, I thought,
I mean, you know,
we're going to do this. Freaking, it's just, you don't get everything you want. You don't get everything you want at work. I'd like a Ferris wheel. No, I don't like Ferris wheels. I want a corn dog station, right? What do I get? I get a ping pong table.
which you don't want.
Which I don't want. Man.
That story in the prep service then linked me to top 5 euphemisms for doing that at work.
Okay.
I don't know why they say the top 5 because there's like 9 or 10 of them, but
I'll
there's
take them all.
Refilling the paper tray.
Okay.
Testing the Wi-Fi connection. Holding an all-hands meeting.
Did Ben write these?
Sounds like it.
It does.
Sharing a laptop? Because this is like code?
Oh, no, laptop. I get it. Laptop.
It's terrible.
No, that's a good pun right
Cleaning out the inbox.
That's pretty
solo.
good.
That's
not bad.
Solo trip.
They're getting better.
Gathering for a PowerPoint.
I like that. That's pretty good.
Terrible.
I'm not going to say the last one.
Oh, wow.
Jacob says it's almost like we refuse to be corporate slaves. Listen, I would say not getting laid at work doesn't make you a corporate slave. Like, you keep your sex life to your house or her house or a hotel or even the back of a car.
Why do you support the man so much, Woods?
God.
God.
Japan does nap rooms, which is genius. I would do that in an 8-10 hour day job, having a nap room to go in and crash
Japan
out.
has those like little coffin pods that you can kind of
My
rent.
dream.
You can be good with that.
Dark,
I feel a little
cold.
stuffy in there.
Oh, I need one. Yeah. Again, Jacob, I think that your sex life will be fine. You just do it. You can do it after work or before work, even lunch. The nooner. Oh God! Any second.
You're really about to burst.
I am. I don't feel good. To get Ray in the chat goes, Woodsy pukes after like 4 shows every year. Yeah,
Yes.
it's about 4 a year.
This is true.
Yeah, about four times a
Yeah.
year. I just get really nauseous. I don't know what it is.
You're going to call me at like 1 o'clock. Be like, bro, I feel better now.
Feel so much
I don't know
better?
what happened though.
This is not good. This is not good at all.
We usually excuse you a couple of minutes early.
I'm fine.
You go and take care of business.
I'll be fine. You ever had no, I guess you probably wouldn't have.
What?
Nothing. I'm not going to ask you. I don't really want to know.
No, I've never vomited at work.
No, that's not what I was going to ask. Let's go back to the old story.
Yeah. No.
You ever?
No, not. I mean,
you ever catch anybody?
No.
Really?
No alone time?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
I'm the weirdo.
Yes.
I mean, let's see. It was about 30% of people polled. There's 3 of us in this room. Raise your hand if you haven't.
There you go.
So you're both not raising your hand, just to be clear. Was it here?
No.
Okay,
no.
good.
The old building.
The
Different
old
job.
building.
Same job. Old building. Yeah. Hope my missus isn't listening. She was there.
Well, it's not that bad.
She was in the building?
It'd be worse if she
She
wasn't
was
there.
with me.
And she was listening.
She was with me.
See, it would be worse if she was there, but
wasn't involved.
was perhaps
Yeah, she
in
was
the room
she was in the
at
break
the
room.
time.
Yeah. Had to be done, man.
I just need 5 minutes. I'll
Be right back. 5. Come on. Anyway. That's it for me.
Okay. That was a good week. It's also just Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It's just Tuesday.
We'll be back tomorrow. Now, remember, we're off on Thursday.
Correct.
So, get your fill of Ben and Woods tomorrow. Hopefully, we can be talking about a win. Sammy Levitt was tweeting that, it's a bullpen day for the Dodgers, and a lot of their main guys have gone 2 straight days. So you're looking at
Padres are massive underdogs.
Matt
and I mean
Sauer,
massive.
Justin Robleski, and Jack Dreyer as the likely innings eaters for the Dodgers in the game today. I mean, you really want to get this one if you're the
Gotta
Padres.
get this one
You know,
today.
Randy Vasquez needs to come through. give yourself a chance. Maybe Dave Roberts will just give up on the game like he did last week.
Yeah, try to get to these guys early.
You can't beat them in the close ones, but hey, if they give up on half the games, you've already won half the season series. So you take them when you can get them, and hopefully the Padres can get one tonight. We will be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to talk all about it. It's also a Big League Wednesday, and we have a former big leaguer joining us by the name of Mark Grant. He was a pitcher, I believe, for the Padres and Giants. He will be on the show tomorrow. For Paulie and Woods, I'm Ben. Braden's up next year on The Fan. So long, everybody.